Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing this evening?
Bienvenidos.
Oh Lord, she's speaking Spanish tonight, y'all. So I don't know if it ain't Taco Tuesday, but
It's
maybe
Wacky
Burrito
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So I'm Polo, the creator, and this is my co.
Other way. Nope. Other hand. Nope.
Just look. I don't know why I can't get the. There you go. That's my
Yeah.
co-host. AlmondBrown09.
Hey y'all, it's your girl AlmondBrown09. Welcome to Around the World with us.
How y'all been doing this evening? Thank y'all for joining us. Joining us as we made it to episode number 5.
Well, episode 5. How are you
Episode.
guys doing this evening? I hope y'all are doing wonderful. We have a awesome show, I think, lined up for you guys tonight. If you're coming in for the first time, please make sure you subscribe to Polo the Creator. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get all of her uploads and her live feeds. hmm And hit the like button.
That's right.
Go ahead, child. Oh, we can. Well, hey, well, I don't know, Shelly. She might not be here yet. I know she came yesterday and left a
Yeah, that
comment.
was
Hey, Sephora. Hey, Curvixen. Hey, everyone that may be watching on the replay and everyone that will be coming in.
right. Hello and welcome. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got some juicy stories for y'all tonight.
Lord Jesus, they go.
So let me go ahead and start. Then.
And make sure y'all comment down in the comment box below, and interact with us and give us your feedback on each one of the stories that we will be presenting to you guys today. If you have other information on the stories and you know more than what we know, put it down in the chat. Yeah, we good with that. But she gonna hit us with the first story, child. And I know y'all done heard this over and
Over
over
and
and over again, but these are our thoughts and opinions. They may not agree with one another, and they may not agree with you guys in the chat. Nevertheless, we're all granted our opinions and thoughts. You ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, girl, you are frozen.
No, I was
No,
trying to.
stop screen share.
I know. Hold on. You know
You
what?
got to shut the Chrome tab, not.
Hold on. I did. I
Nope.
did shut a Chrome tab. Let me come back. Hold on, y'all. Technical difficulty. Cause I never do it straight from my email. I always have them.
Yeah, open the tab up first.
Okay, makes sense. Look, I had my whole email up there
I'm talking about.
because I'm sitting up there looking at it, and I'm like, that can't be it.
No, that ain't it. Come on now, you done been doing this for 3 weeks now.
And I ain't never did it. I'm taking your. I'm trying to do pro tips, and I'm going through my email, not thinking I had to open that tab up. Here we go.
You frozen on my end.
No, I'm not frozen. Here I go.
I can hear you, but you're not. Oh, there you go.
Okay, the first story we're going to talk about Travis Scott and the Astroworld fiasco and the tragedy. So y'all know that I'm from Houston. So reportedly, right now, they had a surge. It was a crowd surge doing an outdoor concert, which was supposed to be a weekend festival down here in Houston. And so far, 8 people have died. Plenty of people have been injured. While the concert was going on, it was a crowd of over 50,000 people pushed this way. And hold on, I'm trying to see if there's anything there. I don't want to play that. Pushed its way towards the stage, and several were suffocated and trampled. The youngest being 10 years old. Currently, there are several in the hospital or on life support. One being a 9-year-old boy. It has been alleged that someone was poking people in the neck with Narcan, which caused several of them to lose
Concert
consciousness.
disaster in Houston. 8 people killed,
It
hundreds
only
were
got me,
injured.
doesn't
The
it?
crowd
Oh, that's
surged
it.
as Travis Scott.
We could play it since it's playing. Now look at it froze.
Was on stage. We're learning more about the victims as Scott himself speaks out. Marcus Moore, live in Houston, with more on the investigation. Good morning, Marcus.
Oh, Robin, good morning. You can see that growing memorial just outside the concert venue behind me. The brother of one of the people who was trampled to death said that you come to concerts to have a good time, not to die. This morning, grieving families are asking what went wrong here and who's accountable.
This morning, multiple lawsuits against Travis Scott, Live Nation, and even rap superstar Drake filed after the Astroworld Music Festival in Houston turned deadly.
I reported that people were getting stepped on.
Officials launching a criminal investigation into the chaotic concert that left at least 8 people dead and many others hurt. 50,000 fans gathering to see rapper Travis Scott, a Houston native and Astroworld founder, perform. As he took to the stage around 9:15 p.m., the crowd, as seen in this Apple Music live stream, pushing their way forward, forcing people into the barricades.
Our barricade even started to break, and the security had to come over to us and start strapping the rails.
People unable to move, some collapsing to the ground. 19-year-old Quentin Savage was trampled on while trying to pull his brother out of a human body pile.
I was telling people there are dead bodies over there, and nobody believed me.
Crowd chanting, "Stop the show." Scott still performing throughout the chaos. In this video, a seemingly unconscious man is carried through the crowd as Travis Scott looks on nearby. At one point, Scott even seemingly acknowledging an ambulance on the scene.
It's an ambulance in the car. Whoa.
He noticed some people were passed out.
But as he resumed, fans are heard pleading for help. This woman climbing the stage platform, pleading with the camera crew to stop the show and help. A security guard lost consciousness after being pricked in the neck by a substance, requiring Narcan to be revived. By 9:38 p.m., police declaring the scene a mass casualty incident. Shortly after, Scott pausing his song Skeletons to acknowledge someone in distress.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here.
But police and medics seen tending to fans even as the show carries on for nearly 40 more minutes. Amidst the chaos, Drake joined Scott on stage. He posted these images from the night on his Instagram.
I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening.
The 30-year-old Scott addressing the tragedy to his 43 million fans on Instagram.
My fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience.
Kylie Jenner, who he shares daughter Stormy with, commenting, quote, "I want to make it clear we weren't aware of any fatalities until the news came out after the show, and in no world would have continued filming or performing.
We will always celebrate you. You're in heaven, mijo."
Memorials honoring the victims with flowers and grieving notes.
He was talking to everyone how excited he was to be there and to go, and he was saving up money to go with his best friend Jacob, who also passed away.
Among those who died, Danish Baig, 27, 16-year-old Brianna Rodriguez, Axel Acosta and Franco Patino, both 21, and 23-year-old Rudy Pena, along with Jacob Jurinic. And 23-year-old Arturo Sanchez was also in that crush of people, suffering a heart attack during the melee. A nurse who didn't want to be identified saved his life.
Oh, I'm so happy.
We were there as the once strangers reunited for the first time since the tragedy.
How many people did you try to help?
I helped 3 others, but it's kind of like a prioritization thing. You have to move on to the ones who can survive. And this is it. These are the people who survived.
The Houston mayor is vowing a thorough investigation into what happened at this event. A concert goer who suffered broken ribs and multiple broken bones filed $1 million lawsuit Sunday against Travis Scott, Live Nation, and show organizers, referencing chaos at other Travis Scott concerts.
It's happened before, history has repeated itself, and we hope that by filing this lawsuit and the many other lawsuits that are guaranteed to follow, that Travis Scott and other artists like him understand concert goers want to be safe.
We heard from so many people who were at this concert event, and they were talking about the crush of people and how they literally were fighting for their lives to get out of that crowd. Robin, they said that this simply should not have happened.
Marcus, thank you.
Well.
So what you think?
Yeah. I know some of my comments.
If those folks were also involved in the planning in any way of that attack, they should be held accountable.
If the federal judge's ruling stands, the jail.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. It's
No,
my
you
mouse.
good.
My mouse is spinning. It wouldn't. Everything is tripping tonight. Don't tell me Travis Scott done got into my computer.
Okay, girl. Oh Lord, in the name of Jesus, honey. But no, I know some of my opinions, it may not line up with everyone else's, and I'm totally fine with that because I have my own mind and I'm not going to think like everybody else thinks. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm not going to go with everything that everyone else is saying about stuff being demonic and all this other stuff. So you can believe what you want to believe. I'm not, it is what it is, but I think I just when I was reading it, it was saying at first I didn't know that it was his business, because you can have somebody else promote your concert or whatever, but they said it was his, so at first I was like, well, he's not really responsible because da da da, but I feel like the fire marshals are responsible. At this point, I do feel like Travis is somewhat responsible, but I cannot blame him for not stopping the concert. You have 50,000 people, these loud speakers, and you can't hear people. And I heard somebody was saying people was chanting, "Stop the show, stop the show." How can you hear that over the music and then 50,000 other people? And my thing is, and from reading, he's already been arrested and fined twice for inciting mayhem during his concerts. So, in knowing that, why would you take your children to an adult concert? Now, I don't know none of this man's songs. I've never heard him sing. If I did hear any of his songs, I didn't know it was him. But I'm just like, first of all, why would you take your children to an adult concert? Like, I just don't understand that. But it is a sad situation where you have people that do go there, something playing. Something playing.
I don't have that playing.
That me? That's crazy. That's me. Oh God, why was stuff just starting to play like? But anyway,
I'm sitting up here looking at. I had an asterisk. So I just.
But yeah, and just hearing the people, 50,000 people that rushed the stage. But I know in some of the parts of the of it going on, he saw where someone passed out. I did see that video. He saw where someone passed out and he stopped the music. Okay, so he saw that. It's not people chanting at him to tell him to stop. He actually saw a person pass out. He stopped the music, got the person help, and then he went back on with the concert. So people were saying, well, he should have stopped the show and then catered to everybody. But there is an obligation. There is still an obligation to be had as far as him performing this concert. But I do know he said that he was going to reimburse everyone. And then going back to Sephora's comment before you go on, when she said he went to Dave & Buster's, people were saying that he saw what was going on, but he did not know
somebody died.
He didn't know that somebody died, because even the police didn't put out what was going on during this whole thing or at the end of it. Even the police did not tell people that there were others that actually died at this concert. So of course, if he's going to leave his show, they go to do an after party or whatnot.
Yeah,
so I don't blame him.
Scheduled after party. They said that on the news earlier today. He did have. I don't know if it was at Dave & Buster's, but he did have a scheduled.
They said Dave & Buster's.
He showed up, and they said once he got the word that there was fatalities, that he did leave.
Yeah. So I don't blame him for going to party after all of that happened. Because I don't think so, because he's incited violence before, or not violence, I'll say mayhem, and I don't think nothing to this magnitude happened. But I don't think he had a concert with 50,000 people, and most of those people were not authorized to be there.
I agree with Sephora on that. There was multiple ambulances. Wouldn't he have asked what happened? My thing is this. You can't blame a lot of these lawsuits. The city of Houston is not blamed because they was actually breaking down. We used to have a theme park called Astorworld back in the day, and that's where he's from here. He's from Missouri City, Texas, which is like a little small suburb of Houston. So he's from here. So he recreates that. So on the grounds where Astorworld were, which is right across the street where the Texans play, that's where he has his outdoor fiestas, festivities or whatever. So this is his third one. So they said people was being pushed on the other ones, but nobody was like, they were hurt, but nobody died.
Right.
So you got, what happened was it was 50. So it started early in the day. So around 2-ish, because I think the first part of the concert started around 2. So people had been out there in the morning. It was a lack of security that you hired. So we're assuming that the people that you think about it, you have a ticket. Me and you, we in line. We in the outdoor field. There's no seats. It's like theme park related. So all of a sudden, we want to get to the stage. So you're going to have people that are pushing. So they're running. They're pushing. So what happened was they actually pushed security down and went in. So what I'm thinking, and I was hearing on the news that they were saying that it was some people, they was trying to block off streets for people that didn't have tickets that they couldn't show up, but that didn't work. So I'm thinking a lot of the people that pushed at the gates didn't have tickets.
Yeah, they said he was telling people to sneak in any way they can get in to come get in.
Okay, so you inside, and then another thing, we don't have a mask mandate because our dumb governor. So we don't have that. You have 50,000 people. That's a
petri dish for the
right. That's a super spreader. And then another thing is when you heard in the video, they saying that our mayor is saying from here on out he wants a seat at the table. Our chief of police actually sat down with him and asked what did he need. So I was talking to one of my police officers yesterday, and he was saying that they were mandatory overtime. They were supposed to work that Saturday. They wasn't hired. The city was going to pay for this, not Travis Scott. So you would think he would be paying for that. So he had a lot of private medics. He had a tent. He didn't employ the city. And then like a lot of people saying, why didn't the police just come in once the ambulance started coming? Why didn't they come in and say, hey, we're going to shut this down? They would have cited violence and riot. So the only way they could get that to shut down, as peaceful as they did, is for Travis Scott to stop it. So I do agree with Sephora because, like you said, you saw the ambulances. You knew that you ended early. Something had to happen. Why you didn't stick around to see what happened? You went to another party. Very insensitive. Tonight, they were supposed to be giving out free T-shirts because the Houston Rockets do a lot of stuff with him. It was supposed to be Travis Scott night. Do you know that just disappeared out of thin air?
What was it that he said he wasn't showing up for? It was something that he said he was.
There was a Vegas. He was supposed to headline of Vegas, and I think they got. I forgot who they got, but it's on the tip of my tongue. Vegas is what he didn't show up for. Wednesday tonight was supposed to be Travis Scott night. They was going to give out some T-shirts in honor of him, and he was supposed to perform at the just like little halftime show. When I say the game went on, but you didn't hear nothing. The tickets were so cheap for tonight. Tickets were like $10 to go to a basketball game.
I mean, why after all of this happened, why would you want him to come and show up and do another show? Like that wouldn't make sense for him to show up to a basketball game.
But nothing's gonna happen at the basketball. I didn't see him perform at the basketball game before.
But still, after you never see him perform after something like this, though.
I mean, everybody's dissing that. I mean, I'm sure he's distraught, but I mean, the T-shirts are still there. Why not still get a T-shirt out?
If the man would have went and performed at this basketball game, you would have been upset. Okay, so no, he did right by not showing up to that game.
Okay, well, get a T-shirt out.
Get a T-shirt. What?
Before
this, these people mad and they suing him. I ain't gonna sign no T-shirt for none of y'all.
No, listen, he ain't signing the T-shirt. The T-shirts, I'm gonna have to send you a picture of the T-shirt. I had forgot it was Wednesday night, and I wanted to go because I wanted to teach this way before this happened. I just wanted a T-shirt. So I was like, tickets pretty reasonable. I'm going to go. not thinking about it was Wednesday, but you got a lot of people that's pissed off on Twitter. They like, oh, y'all still giving the t-shirts out, which they know he's not gonna come. But they're suing.
They still wanted the shirt, so
they still want the shirts, but the
organization
was not answering. They was not. I'm gonna get back on Twitter tonight, and I'm gonna see that they give those shirts out. But I don't think they did because they just started advertising the game like nothing, like he wasn't a part of it.
Well, that's right because the people would have been upset if the Houston Rockets would have still been advertising for Travis Scott. Even if he wouldn't have came there, they would have been advertising for shirts or whatever. They probably would have boycotted the game. They probably would have been really, really upset.
You're right. You're
right. No, he's not. No, don't talk about it.
A lot of people consider him a murderer. You're right.
Yeah, don't include him.
I was looking at. I don't know if we want to show. You want to show the picture of the little boy?
No. This your channel. That's up to you. I just know when you do that and showing pictures of kids and stuff, they may flag your channel for being about kids and stuff.
I know I'm sure everybody heard about him. It's a lady. I think she was 21. She's on life support, and they say she has no brain activity. The little boy, he's 9, and he had today. His family did an interview on the news, and they said he has no brain activity. What happened with him? He was on his dad's neck, and they were enjoying the concert. And when everything started happening, the dad just ended up falling. The dad just passed out, and the little boy fell. So they said when that little boy made it to the hospital, he was a John Doe. They were looking for him, and I think that's so sad. And they say every organ in that little boy's body is bruised. I don't think that little boy is gonna make it. And then you had the 21-year-old, the almost 500-pound guy. That's the one that had on the I think the cap and gown. They say he was like almost 400 pounds. He came from out of town, and he came with some friends. Some people say he came by himself. Some families say he came by himself. His dad said he came with friends. And do you know how they identified him? I remember waking up Saturday morning because I was off, and I'm waking up and I'm hearing about the tragedy, and they saying the news people saying that there's one guy that's unidentified, and we would not show his face. We would not show the picture that we have of him, which it was a dead picture, a picture of him dead. We would not show his picture, but if you can go on to our website, and I went to look, and this guy was blue in the face. It was like a picture from here up, and he was blue in the face. So you just imagine a parent, because the dad said he had been calling his hotel, calling his phone, calling his hotel, and he was dead. And they even had a reunite. What is it called? When you reunite the families at the hotel across the street.
Reunification.
Yeah, there's no reunification. I'm about to chop it up. But they had that. If I would have seen it in my face, I could pronounce it, but I was going to chop it up. So they had one of those. But I do believe that because my thing is like Sephora say, someone took his shoe in the crowd and he ordered the crowd to F that person up so he doesn't care about violence. Then they said at one time he told the people to disregard the security guards. So they say
he did that at the other 2 concerts. He told them that at the other 2 concerts.
And he got charged. But they say at these, it's called a culture surge. It's a culture surge where they just push at concerts. So they say once he got on stage, they just started pushing. So like I was reading, one lady said, if you hold your arms up like this, and all of a sudden they get to pushing, and all the people around you, you're stuck like this. And as a while you stop, you can't breathe.
You can't breathe. Yeah, it's compressing your chest.
It's so compressing because there's so many people around you, and then you end up falling out. So they don't know if these people were drugged. Of course, first we thought when we first heard about it out here, we thought somebody was out there before we knew it was kids that they was bad drugs. But a lot of people
say some of them were on drugs under their own, under their own guise. They took the drugs before they got out there. But I'm sure most of those people that went out there to that concert has probably been to other concerts of his. So it's like, what this man gives. I
wouldn't have took my kid.
I wouldn't have took no. And then the guy who had his son on his chest, he got so compressed that he passed out. And then that's
he's alive. And then his son,
that's when the little boy fell.
And then the little boy, he fell. The little boy fell, and they trampled the little boy. So you think about all them people moving. It's dark. They stepping in. Even the big guy, they trampled him too. And I got trampled on one time going to it was a Emancipation Park, was a 4th of July festival. And from that day I don't like crowds. So like a place like that, I would never be. And
I don't do y'all like that.
Look, I love Beyonce. I love Beyonce, but if Beyonce put on a free concert, Polo won't be there.
I don't love none of y'all like that, boy.
I wouldn't be there because I know
people.
It's gonna attract a lot of people. And I feel so sorry for the. I have a client that came last week Thursday, and no, he came Friday. He was leave. He's in the military, so he told me, he said, I bought tickets. He said, I'm so mad and I'm glad. I need to hit him up and ask him. I didn't hit him up yet. It just blessed that he didn't go, because he ended up selling his tickets for $600, and people was paying money. Tickets was like $300 some. So I mean, I wouldn't even be taking a kid to a $300 some concert.
Well, it was another part of this where we were reading an article where the people that were over the concert, over the walkie-talkie, they were told not to say the word dead over the walkie-talkie. They were told to call the people that were dying Smurfs, because they were blue in the face, like they were dying. So they didn't want to hear. They didn't want the concert goers to hear the way they were describing the people that were dying. Instead of calling them, they're dead, they were calling them Smurfs. And that's just now that's insensitive. That's crazy. But I can also understand the reason for the code word, because if I'm there standing next to a security person and I hear somebody dead, I'm looking like, oh, what the world? I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
It make you panic more. But I don't understand why if you had walkie-talkie, so then you shouldn't have went to nowhere else. You should have been at a hospital somewhere checking on these people. And y'all kept partying, and that's why they suing the mess out of him.
What you mean they shouldn't have walkie-talkies, huh?
Meaning you said they was having the walkie-talkies in the crowd, so somebody knew something. The security that was down there.
I would say, the security people, if they were going back, I think this was after the whole melee thing, like after everything happened.
That security down there, he had to have some of the same security behind them back there with him. So they were.
But like you said, if he had hired security people that were regular folk, or if he had the city had their own security, everybody's not on the same channel. You know what I'm saying? So if they went Polo security, and then you got AlmondBrown security, we're not all on the same channel. You know? So his security, I'm sure his security is way more advanced than the people that he hired. So no, they're not going to be on the same wavelength or the same channel as everybody else. So I don't agree with that.
So she said there was a little girl. There was this girl on TikTok, and she said she worked security, but she was someone off the street, and the security was just regular people, and they just watched the show and did nothing. I could believe that.
Yeah.
So his T-shirt that he was wearing was people dying and passing on to the other side, which was his slogan of his concert. See y'all on the other side. Isn't that scary? That's crazy.
It's crazy. That's just like with I heard a clip of Lil Uzi Vert, child, whoever that is. But he was telling his people, y'all heard the songs, y'all know the lyrics, y'all sang the lyrics before. If y'all here, y'all ain't trying to go to if y'all trying to go to heaven, y'all leaving. But if y'all still here, y'all trying to go to hell right along with me. And that's why I love y'all. He was like, y'all still love me? They said, yeah. He said, that's why I F with y'all. Like, you sitting up here, you literally sitting up here up under this person that's telling you that we all going to hell and y'all coming with me. You're dumb. You're silly. Okay. And I ain't gonna say you get what you deserve, but at the same time, if you hearing that and you thinking that that's just something, like, and you just now you jumping up and down and hollering with these people, you get what it gives.
Yeah. She said that TikTok security girl was telling us they took drugs from a substance in their necklace. The police saw and didn't do anything.
When you got that many people out there, ain't no way in the world they're gonna regulate none of that stuff. Because if they get one, they got to get all. And they know it ain't that many people, that many officers out there to arrest that many people out there that's doing those drugs.
There was too many people. It was too many people, and that's why they suing him. They suing him, Drake, Live Nation, the security companies. They suing, like I say, the city. I haven't heard the
They
city.
need to sue the city. I'm sorry, but the fire marshal, as well as the fire chief, it should be responsible. Yes, he had a conversation with Travis, and he said it was respectful and this and that and the third. But it is your city. You have control of how many people you're allowing in your park. He had to rent that park from the city. So the fire chief, the fire marshal, the city mayor, all of them are responsible. All of them. If y'all don't sue Travis, sue the rest.
This is where I agree, because this is where it's a toss up. They don't know, because where this lies at, it could be the Harris County dealing with it or the city of Houston dealing with it. So that's what they don't know. They say they're going to go in there and investigate the country, the paperwork, to see who was responsible for issuing out the permits. And then they say in certain parts of the ground, you don't have to have
a permit for.
You don't have to have a permit. So, like I say, I don't know. I don't think the city is going to be dragged into this one.
They should be.
I don't think so.
They should be, because they approved it. I don't care if what.
Enough now.
No, whatever part of the grounds the city was responsible for renting them to them, that's the part of the grounds that they should be sued upon. So I don't care if it was 2 acres or if it was 25.5 acres. They should be responsible for some part of what was going on, especially knowing that he's been arrested twice for inciting mayhem in your city. Like, I don't understand how y'all still renting to this man or still allowing him this amount of people to be in a concert with him when he has no regard for the safety of the people that are there to listen to him. He does it on purpose. So
if it was a 3-day event, you should have kept it off at 25,000. Not even that's still too much.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot. Even 20, 10.
So was he performing all 3 days?
He's supposed to have been doing it all 3 days.
So then they should have split it up.
They should split.
So
a lot of people say he was selfish, huh?
Was it supposed to be 50,000 people each day?
I'm not sure. So I don't know how many. I didn't get a count of the tickets for the Knicks because I didn't even know nothing about it. It was supposed to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's supposed to be a 3-day event. So, and then Sephora, right? What about C19? It's like,
what about it?
But youngsters don't care. When I was in the store earlier,
don't care.
I looked around at the end of the live this morning, and I'm the only one in there with a mask on. The workers didn't have a mask on. I said, wait a minute, I started to hit you up, but I knew you was working. Ain't nobody got a mask on here but me.
The state doesn't care. She said, what about it? What about it?
Yeah,
they don't care.
Because of the governor. But I wanted to say this before we move on. A lawyer was saying, an attorney was saying yesterday, you know how Travis is saying he's gonna pay for the funeral. He's gonna pay for that don't have nothing to do with you getting your money back for the ticket, but he's gonna reimburse. But if he's paying for your funeral, so they were saying be mindful that if you take any perks from Travis Scott or anything, you cannot sue him. Be very mindful of the legality of, if you take anything from them, you may mess up your chances to sue them if you're hurt, if you're injured. So the guy I know that I was telling you about, that they had to identify him, his family had a $30,000 GoFundMe, and they raised that up in less than 1 day. So, even though Roddy Ricch came out first and said he was a performer earlier that day, and he came out first and he said that he would pay for the funerals, and then Travis came way later. So, and they say they roasted Kylie. They say Kylie deleted everything, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't get off into the satanic part of it because I don't go that deep into it, but it's weird. It's very weird.
Well, we'll see what happens, child.
I mean, because this one is gonna be moving.
Yeah, we come back 2 weeks later and talk about it. Then we
gotta talk about it next week because what's gonna happen is moving, and every day when I say the news stays on, if the news is 30 minutes, it's 20 minutes is this. That's how it's just driving it in. And like, I didn't realize that clip actually put everything in a nutshell that we played.
Yeah, well, like I said, we'll see. Probably come back 2 weeks later and see what the update is on that. I'm sure if anybody sues, it's probably going to be something that's settled out of court. We're not going to know the amount.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but he's
got a scratch,
going to be charged. Huh?
If you was there and you just got a little scratch, wouldn't you sue? You might as well.
I'm different. What you mean? I might as well. Like
you might as well. Okay.
I feel like the people that should sue and get something are the ones that died. I'm sorry. All those other people.
What about the man that was laying in the hospital that the lady saved him?
Well, I'm saying if they're on life support or anything, like the ones that died or are in the hospital, major issues or whatever, yes, their families, I feel like they should be able to be compensated, get sued or whatever. But all of those other people, no, you voluntarily went, you voluntarily you did that on your own. Yeah, he might have said do so, but you still participated. You know what Travis Scott gives at all of his concerts. So no, I feel like no, not every person there should be compensated or sued because they were there.
I think they should, and I think I was there too. Let me see, can I find my ticket stub?
Exactly, Sephora. I feel like if you agreed to go to a mash pit, then it's on you. Period. Thank you, Ken.
Y'all didn't hear me say I was there. I'm gonna go find my ticket stub.
Child, look, you hurt. Was going to be hurt. We need some. Look, we can upgrade this show.
Right. Hey, you know the first $1 million lawsuit, they didn't die.
Well, I just feel like that's crazy to be asking for that, and you ain't hurt. Just because you can don't mean it's right. Hey, Miss Marla, just because you can don't mean it's right. And I feel like doing that by it's probably going to become like a class action lawsuit or something like that. Now you pulling away money from the ones that actually deserve it.
This is going to be probably a big settlement. You're right. How you doing, Miss Marla?
But anyways, let's go on to the next because we'll sit here and just keep on.
I just want to read this quote. I forgot I did have this quote. It was from a guy that was a San Antonio resident, Fatima Munoz, 21 years old, described the domino effect that took place. I had fell right on the floor, and that's when everybody started tumbling down. And I tried so hard to get up. There's just too much people like me, like those legit dog pile on me. I was on the floor. Nobody helped. I tried screaming for my life. I tried screaming for help. And like I say, I was just going to close it off with this. For you to incite that kind of violence and incite that surge and pushing, because that's part of your concert and what you are part of, with women and children in the audience, and that's ridiculous. And it looked like a lot of men died. You only seen, I think it was one woman out of the 8, well, the other lady that's on life support, and a lot of more injured. And just going to have some fun, getting out the house, and now you lost a loved one, or you suffering with major issues. It's not worth it.
Well, rest in peace to all those that lost a life, and I pray that everybody else that may have gotten hurt, now all y'all that's faking to try to get money, no, I ain't going. I ain't doing it.
You ain't going.
I ain't going.
You ain't going.
No.
Get your money.
I ain't going. All right, we're gonna go on to the next story.
What Sean Bradley say? Go get the money, go. No,
ma'am.
I had to come back.
No, ma'am. So our next story kind of coincides with what we were just talking about, and I feel like now you're going to start seeing a lot of these stories popping up. I've seen 2 so far, but this is one of them. I didn't send the link for the other one because I had just saw it, but I don't even know if you got it up on the screen. Okay, Cat Williams immediately stopped show after fan passes out. We can never continue till we know somebody mother effing good. Not leaving with that on my conscience. You can go ahead and play it.
One more second over there. We all live here. We understand how quickly things can escalate in a town like this. As soon as you think it's okay, everything's fine. Should have waited a second. Okay, so I'm gonna continue just because I know the people that are filming for YouTube is running out of battery life. All the flashes on this side. Look, that flash battery. Look at the flashes. I'm sorry if I won't move on, but that shit that happened that Astro World shit. That means we can't never continue till we know somebody motherfucking good. I'm fit to be leaving with nothing on my conscience. Just take 5 minutes. I know you too. Yeah, we made the right decision. We held up for the right reason. We appreciate that. Thank y'all so much for that. I might be selfish, but if I ever fall out in my chair, ain't nobody better not tell not now another joke till I get on the motherfucking stretcher and shit, bitch. Don't let me hear people laughing.
So that was Cat Williams at his comedy show, and someone fainted at his comedy show, and they got his attention. He stopped the show, and they sent the medics up there to get the guy that had passed out. Cat Williams decided to, give his little commentary, give his joke or whatnot. But like I said, I feel like a lot of these videos are going to start coming out. So, people can be like, I'm not like Travis Scott. See, I stopped my show. I feel like it's gonna become like I did better than you because I stopped my show type of thing, which, but I do agree with him. I do agree with him stopping, I do agree with that. But I feel like it's gonna be a pointing fingers type of thing. If that wouldn't have happened at Astro World, do you think they would have stopped that show? No. He would have made sure that person got help, but he would have kept telling his show. He would have kept telling his telling the joke because he said, I'm not gonna have that on my conscience because of what happened at Astro World. So, okay, if it did happen at Astro World, would you have stopped?
Right. Tiana Taylor did the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. But a lot of people are saying that, okay, Cat, Tiana Taylor, y'all didn't have $50,000 fans in the stands, so it was easy.
Now that was a big stadium that Cat was in. Now,
I don't know if it was 50, but they trying to downplay it, saying, "Oh, you could probably see over the little crowd you had versus the 50." But I do think that is fair, and like he said, he wouldn't want nobody to keep. I mean, it's fair. And then y'all in the indoor. You in the indoor.
Yeah.
But think about when Michael Jackson. Think about when Michael Jackson, Prince were going over. I know you watched the old clips, and Michael be up there singing and all.
And they all passing out.
And he didn't never stop.
Never.
He didn't stop. But you didn't have nobody trampling over nobody. But you did have somebody going to them and aiding. And he kept on going with the show.
Child, that's because them people had sense, and Michael did not incite mayhem either. Like it's just his presence. His presence alone had people falling out, but he did not incite it by saying, y'all go past security, y'all do whatever it is, or give a code word for them to start pushing to the front. Right. Michael Jackson never did that. Prince never did that. And people had sense. Hey, JoJo Show, the people had sense. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, like I said, if Cat wouldn't have said, well, you won't get me like they did at the Astro World, whatever. Like I feel like if he wouldn't have threw that in there, it would have made more sense. Okay, yeah, he stopped, got the person help, but he would have kept going if it wasn't for Astro World. So that's just my opinion. I feel like it was a good thing he did it, but why?
I think it made him. It's making a lot of people more conscious now to pay attention to the people that's supporting him. So but like I say, nobody's exciting. You could just be really just sitting in the audience. They had a comedy show, so everybody really sitting down.
Right.
So if somebody went under distress, it could have been anything, medical.
Anything, yeah.
It could have been.
He didn't incite that. He didn't incite for that.
Right. It could have been excitement. It could have been anything, a heart attack, just anything. But for him to notice something was going on, even if the neighbor had to go get somebody. I done been at a game at training camp and it was warm and they passed out. They ain't stopped training camp.
Let's see, it's gonna now make these artists have to pay for more security and more medics. You know, they try to get by with the bare minimum, but now they're gonna have to actually start paying for all of these extra people, because if you have a big crowds like that, something is gonna
go up.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, people, they'll pay for it. If you pay $300 and $600 for a ticket to a concert where you can't sit down, it ain't no concession stand. You can't go relieve yourself. You probably got a concession.
They had concession.
Child, it was set up. How you gonna get to the concession stand? You in the front. You $400 and you $49.99. Where you going there to get a soda? Okay, you ain't going to get no soda. You gonna stand right there and pass out because you're hot.
Armin, watch my spot. I'm going to get me and you a pop. I'll be back.
What spot? I'm going to be like, you move your meat, you lose your seat.
No, you better hold my spot because I'm going to get us a pop.
How are you going to find your way back? That's the question.
Right, because then you're going to have people that's going to be like, you're going to be saying, excuse me. They're going to be like, they thinking you skipping and you trying to get in front of them. So that's weird. And then what about the bathroom? But they did have it set up like a carnival. So they did have like little concessions. And I know it's a guy that does the wings. I don't know if y'all ever heard of the wings with the dirty rice stuffed in them. It's like a flat. Yeah. We call them stuffed wings here. So he was a vendor, and I remember him putting on his page the next day. He was like, I have to close because my truck, we was a vendor yesterday, and our truck is still on the property with the crime scene. So they lost money. So I don't even know when but I passed by the other day coming back from the store, and I caught myself, trying to rub a neck and look over there, but I didn't really see anything. But we don't want to go back into that. So Ms. Marla said, I think they were upset that a second act artist went up after the trauma.
Oh, so somebody else performed
Drake came on. Remember Drake came. Remember the thing said Drake came on. He came on.
Drake was last?
No, I think he came on while Travis was, Travis was probably last. He was headlining because it was his stuff. So remember that we was watching the video, they said Drake came up and he took the pictures, and so that's why they put Drake in the lawsuit as well.
So he's part of Live Nation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anybody else have any feedback on the Cat Williams, the people paying attention to their fans and making sure everybody's good? But Tiana I know Tiana said it was very smaller than Cat Williams.
Nah, but okay, now because I always got to play on the other side too.
That's all right. Come on.
So are we now expecting the artists who are there to perform a show to now look out into the audience and make sure nobody is passing out? Isn't that what the promoters and the club owners, security that's standing behind the curtains, all of those people should be responsible for that? The act should be there to put on the show, as opposed to now I'm becoming a medic in my mind. Oh my gosh, I think that person bending over may be passing out. Now I got to stop the show to ask them, are they okay? And they don't have time they shoot. You know what I'm saying? So are we now going to put this on the act to now be responsible to look over the audience? I don't think that's right.
I agree with you, because now I'm gonna go back to the Travis in a minute, but I agree with you because, like you just said prior to that question, they're gonna have to hire more people. So inside of an arena, it's gonna come with staff. Okay, you're gonna have ushers and stuff like that. So everybody kill me with that word. I always say ushers. What is it? Is it ushers?
Ushers.
That sounds country. Ushers. Everybody correct me when I say that word, even when I say the singer name. But so you're gonna have attendance at the. You're gonna have that in the thing. So you gotta think about it on an outside venue. That's not gonna come with that. So you getting this field where this used to be an amusement park a long time ago. So now you're gonna have to get the foot soldiers down there to be able to check on. So that's why he's a part of this suit, because you kept selling tickets, even though you got this big old field. It ain't no what we call it when you go a capacity. It's not a capacity limit because it's a big open field. So as long as we can stand shoulder to shoulder, we don't know how many people can go. Like if you go into a building, it'll tell you capacity is 20,000 or 10,000 or 5,000. So we outside. There's no, if you go to a park, there's really no capacity in an outdoor park. So that's where that's what they saying he was being greedy. He just kept selling. He kept selling. He kept selling. He kept selling. And I understand you want to bring something to the city of Houston. You want to get people outside and bring something to your fans, but you was very, very, I ain't gonna say a little, you was very irresponsible.
Yeah.
So let's see what they say before we move on. Yeah, but he has a problem with his team. Even Travis's ex-manager came out and said Travis had left him to
die when he was hurt.
He was hurt.
Child, all these disgruntled employees always come out when something happened. Why he just not coming out?
Did he leave him to die Sephora that night, or did he leave him another time?
She said X. That means that person no longer worked for him.
Okay, so now he's talking. Okay.
At that time of the concert. But that's what a disgruntled employee do. When stuff happens, that's when they want to come out and say, oh, it was me too. That happened to me too. Well, you should have said something beforehand so this wouldn't happen to the other people.
They finna come out and start talking. So if anything, if this is what he really like, and because you gotta think about it, I could be up here on the stage and y'all down there. I ain't suffering nothing you suffering. So if I could tell y'all to step on each other's foot, I could tell y'all to push up. I'm not experiencing none of that. And that's why his butt gonna get sued. So
it was other people too. It was another level of concert goers. I was reading a guy and his child were up higher, and he said that day, he said, I know I seen dead bodies out there. I know I had to see people dying right in front of me, but they were on the upper level, so they weren't a part of the level below, but they were pushing.
They probably had VIP. But did you see the lady that we was watching the video? The lady climbed up, and she said she kept trying to get him to stop the show, and which he's just a light man. He can't stop the show. He'll really lose his job and could have got sued. So I don't know. A lot of people saying maybe he should have turned the light over to where she was pointing, but then maybe not. That's not what he was paid to do. So I kind of get why he didn't.
Because they probably would have thought he was recording the crowd or something, you know?
Right. He wasn't. I think he was a light guy. Camera light. But my thing is, even by him bringing the light or the camera that way, like you said, it looked like he would record the crowd. But she could have been anybody just you know how people be places they aren't supposed to be. You jump on the stage, you climb up. You could have just been cranking. So I kind of get why he didn't. But Miss Marta say they need to hire them old-fashioned church nurses that do the on you if you cough too long.
Okay, Ben, come on, baby.
Everybody was been saying they outlawed seating in Ohio a long time ago after a stampede in Cincinnati. And they probably gonna do it here too.
Oh wow.
Now we have like this place is Cynthia Woods Pavilion. It's in the Woodlands, so that's like in a richy little area. And they do like outdoor concerts. So you can bring your lawn chairs, or they rent lawn chairs, and then they have seating like toward the front, and everybody else just go and sit up on the hill. But everything that they do is like grown folks. So it may be maize, it may be lettuce seed.
So it ain't nothing, like
ain't no concert, ain't no Travis Scott's.
The office ain't no stuff like this, child.
Right. It's always something where it's grown and sexy, where the old men have on their linen suits.
Come here, baby.
and
trying to holler at you. And with them wingtip shoes on, pointed all the way up to the sky, child.
Or that, or and some sandals.
Little socks with the Jesus shoes on.
The Jesus sandals, yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, that was interesting. There, we learned a lot.
This your story. The next one, well, not just yours, but you know.
So this is
story. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Afghanistan families. So we're gonna play the video before we give any commentary. Why is wrong my? Oh, let me mute.
With our world laid down and distressing.
Lord, she done took herself off the camera.
I'm trying.
Story out of Afghanistan showing the harsh reality of the humanitarian crisis engulfing the country, especially post-Taliban rule. Desperate families so impoverished, they tell CNN they have no choice but to sell their young daughters into some twisted form of marriage. In this exclusive report, CNN witnesses the tragic fate facing these helpless little girls in this culture where girls and women are too often treated horrifically. The parents gave us full access and permission to talk to the children and show their faces because they say they cannot change the practice themselves. CNN's Anna Corin reports.
In this arid, desolate landscape, not a scrap of vegetation in sight, lies a makeshift camp for some of Afghanistan's internally displaced. Among its residents, 9-year-old Parwana. Her bright pink dress squeals of laughter and childhood games, a ruse to the horrors unfolding in this unhospitable environment. Parwana's family moved to this camp in Baghdis province 4 years ago after her father lost his job. Humanitarian aid and menial work, earning $3 a day, providing the basic staples to survive. But since the Taliban takeover 2.5 months ago, any money or assistance has dried up. And with 8 mouths to feed, Parwana's father is now doing the unthinkable. I have no work, no money, no food. I have to sell my daughter, he says. I have no other choice. Parwana, who dreams of going to school and becoming a teacher, applies makeup. A favourite pastime for little girls, but Parwana knows she is preparing for what awaits her. My father has sold me because we don't have bread, rice and flour. He has sold me to an old man. The white-bearded man, who claims he's 55 years old, comes to collect her. He's bought Parwana for 200,000 Afghanis, just over $2,000 US. Covered up, Parwana whimpers as her mother holds her. This is your bride, please take care of her, says Parwana's father. Of course I will take care of her, replies the man. His large hands grab her small frame. Parwana tries to pull away. As he carries her only bag of belongings, she again resists, digging her heels into the dirt. But it's futile. The fate of this small, helpless child has been sealed. Child marriage is nothing new in poor rural parts of Afghanistan. But human rights activists are reporting an increase in cases because of the economic and humanitarian crisis engulfing the country.
These are devastating decisions that no parent should ever have to make, and it really speaks to what an extraordinary breakdown is happening in Afghanistan right now.
For months, the UN has been warning of a catastrophe as Afghanistan, a war-ravaged, aid-dependent country, descends into a brutal winter. Billions of dollars in central bank assets were frozen after the Taliban swept to power in August. Banks are running out of money, wages haven't been paid for months, while food prices soar. According to the UN, more than half the population doesn't know where their next meal is coming from. And more than 3 million children under the age of 5 face acute malnutrition in the coming months.
People of Afghanistan need a lifeline.
And while $1 billion has been pledged by UN donors to help the Afghan people, less than half those funds have been received, as the international community holds off recognizing the Taliban government.
People of Afghanistan will be dying of hunger
in the next couple of months, and not just a few. This is just making people more and more vulnerable, and we cannot accept that.
Sentiments shared by the Taliban.
We are asking aid agencies to come back to Afghanistan and help these poor people. Otherwise, the crisis will worsen.
For this family in neighbouring Gore province, they are trying to sell 2 daughters, 9-year-old Litan and 4-year-old Zeton, for $1,000 each. Do you know why they're selling you? The journalist asked Zeton. Because we are a poor family and don't have any food to eat, she says. Are you scared? He asks. Yes, I am. Another family in Gore province borrowed money from their 70-year-old neighbour. Now he's demanding it back, but they have nothing to give except their 10-year-old daughter, Magul. My daughter doesn't want to go and is crying all the time. I am so ashamed, he says. Terrified, she threatens to take her life. If they push me to marry the old man, I will kill myself. I don't want to leave my parents. Days later, she discovers the sale has been finalized. Another Afghan child sold into a life of misery.
All I can say is wow. When I read that story, shout out to Ms. Marla for suggesting that story for us. But it's sad that that is still going on to this day.
May not feel like something, but the truth
is that me or that's you?
Everything want to play after the fact.
But yeah, it's sad and it is horrible, Shelby, that that's something that they have to resort to in order to feed their families, is to sell their children. I can't hear you.
Say is we blessed. We blessed.
Yeah.
We blessed.
Yeah. Yes. I know people. Go ahead. You keep flicking.
No, I'm not talking about my computer doing something weird. I'm not saying nothing.
Oh.
You just jumping.
But yeah, we are blessed. And you know, over here in this country, we do have a lot of people that are homeless. But I feel like there are also a lot of places that do feed the homeless over here than there are over there. Because you see where they are, there's nothing but dirt and dirt for miles and miles and miles. Just dry land. And to think that, you know, your neighbor may have 70,000, whatever that is, and you're next door to that same person and you have nothing, and they're willing to take your child just to give you food that may last you for 2 to 3 months. That's nothing. So then what if you wanted your child back? Like what then would you do? Because that 9-year-old, they had to tell that old man, don't beat her. Don't beat her. Right. For that even be something that you have to a precursor, something that you have to give, please don't beat her. Well, wait a minute, she's their property now. Right. So how can you say don't beat her? Because she's theirs, but for her to understand, her and then the other little girl to understand that I know I'm being sold so my family can eat, it's almost like, well, why me? Why not my little sister? You'll be selfish to think that, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's 7 other people in here. Why I got to go? Why? I know it sounds comical because y'all know I'm a clown, but I'm just saying, it's like, why
my brother can't go?
Right, because it looked like they're only able to sell the girls. They didn't say anything about the boys being sold. Right. Woo. Mm-mm.
You don't even want to know. You don't want to know how I feel.
No, well, I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
I got a cuss.
Go say what you gotta say, child.
I'm sorry ass daddies. While he watched that little girl walk down them damn stairs with her mama, he sat there.
Hey, peace love.
No emotion. you better go sell some peen or something. You the one made all these babies, and you mean to tell me you can't feed them? Stop making them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't feed them, and you would sell them. And I read they were selling 2 years old.
Yeah.
So the man that bought her was like, I already have a wife. I don't need her as a wife. She's gonna help cook and I won't beat her. But who's to say he's not gonna sleep with that little girl?
Right.
And then y'all teach them to be grown already. You gotta put on makeup at 9. I mean, that's disgusting. As a mother and as a father, we can't do nothing. Then we just gonna all starve and die together. Because I'm not sending my child. That hurt my heart, and that was so disgusting.
I don't think I would. Like you said, we all, if one can't be fed, we all can't be fed. There's no way I would sacrifice, because that's what it is. There's no way I would sacrifice one of my children, 1 out of 6. Right. And then I think that father had already sold a child a couple of months before that. So now you sell another child because you can't find a job to be able to buy food to feed your kids. But I also blame the country, because like we have the welfare system and stuff over here, and people, which is so stupid to me, and I've said this before, it's stupid to me for you to clown someone that's on welfare.
Right.
Regardless if you think they deserve it or not. Who are you? You ain't the government to say, well, if you can do this, you can do that, then you should be able to go. Nowadays, I know in Florida, if you're an able-bodied adult, you have to have a job in order to get food stamps. So it's not just the women laying on their backs all the time and not have to do. If you have children that's under the age of 18, now you the different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? But still, able-bodied adults, if you're able to go to work, you have to work at least 20 hours a week. And then if you're not working, you have to be a part of a program where they help find you a job. So you have to be to the Career Source Center like all week. You have to be there, and they ask you, do you turning down if anybody turned down a job or anything like that. But I mean, it's crazy to me that countries like that have not become more advanced in having a welfare system, and now they have to ask different programs to come back into the country to be able to help these people be fed. And the fact that you know the statistics of these families and these children that are being sold is disgusting to me, because y'all keeping track of these kids that are being sold. I can see if it was something that they did under the table, hush, hush.
Black market, like black market.
Yes. Right. But they're keeping track of all of these kids that are being sold for the families to be fed. It's not like how she said in The Color Purple, where you just did it just because you old nasty old man and I can have your child because I want it. I'm not trading you nothing. You just coming up to them and say, hey, I want to marry your daughter.
It's kind of like slavery. I'm going over there. I'm gonna buy me a little girl. Now I'm gonna make her old before her time. So I was also reading where they were saying also the school age girls aren't allowed to return to secondary school at this time. Local Taliban leaders said, okay, wait, just like the boys are allowed, only the boys. So they saying the local Taliban leaders say they plan to distribute food, and anyone caught selling their daughters will be jailed. So the Taliban got it where there's no jobs, but I feel like there's something you can do. That $2,000 that he got, they said is only going to last him a few months.
3 months.
It's like 9 people in the household. So to me, it's looking like you are having girls to make money off of them, because eventually you're going to, I ain't got to worry about going to get me a job or going to look for a job, because if we get too hungry, we're going to sell almond over here.
Yeah, but you can't control what sex you do have of your baby when she do get pregnant. But still, it's just disgusting to know that that's even an option in your mind, to know if I can't find a job within a month, hey, she can go. What? Like, no.
You see his expression, but you saw his expression. The mama,
baby, we all gonna leave. We all gonna emaciate away. We gone. Okay, I'm sorry.
I agree. Either we're gonna be over there eating dirt, mud, or we get some beans. You seen the one guy, he was gonna go sell his $2 for $1,000 a piece, and he owed the neighbor so much money. But why not go over to the neighbor house and work?
Right.
You can't go nowhere. You can't even sell. Don't sell nobody. But if you was gonna sell, you can't sell a little boy to go cut some grass, to go pick something.
Right. Well, ain't no grass. They out there in the desert.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So there ain't no grass, so you can't go scoop some dirt. So the dad can't go do nothing. He can't go hitch a camel. He can't do nothing. He can't fix a flat, a tire. He can't do nothing.
Did they have cars? I don't think they had cars. Can he put some horseshoes on his horse or something?
Right,
I don't know.
Hitch a camel. He couldn't go water the camel. He couldn't do anything to get some beans and some rice to feed
the family by any means necessary.
That's an excuse of a man.
Yeah, other than selling your kids.
And you think I could lay down with that man? You think I could lay down with that man after he just sold my damn child? And I could just go on with life and go in there and cook him something to eat? Hell no. He'll be dead.
Yeah, he wouldn't be getting nothing to eat. Child, you think I'm finna go in here and feed you the food that we got this money for selling our child?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
You don't like it. That hurt my feelings. That hurt him. Miss Marla, you touched me with that one, girl.
Yeah, she said he didn't seem sad at all. He looked like he was trying to figure out what steak and shrimp he could buy with $2,000.
It say Canada saved 500 children and women, and they are constantly asking for clothes, shoes, and anything else. Okay, and then she said
before you got to let me know, like, if there's something that you want to talk about, or if it's something that you know.
Yeah, we can get that donations going. We can get that donations going.
Yeah, if there's something that we're able to help with, then let me know. And I know it's things around our neighborhoods too. So if you're somewhere and there is a women's shelter, a women's shelter, and you can donate to, then donate to that women's shelter or battered women's shelters, because we have one here. We also have a homeless shelter here as well. But with COVID, and I think that they may have lifted some of the sanctions, but they were not allowed to take any donations when it was at the height. So I'm not sure if they're able to go back to receiving that. But if it's somewhere in your area that you know that they can use those type of things, even if you have an extra couple of dollars to go to the Dollar Tree or the dollar store and purchase, deodorant, shampoo, anything like that. If you have old suits that you can't wear anymore, those women can use that for going to job interviews and things of that nature. So Sephora, let me know if that's something that we can help out with. But Shelby said they make more money doing it that way. And this really just started, I'll say started back, because I think they were doing it before, but the last 2 or 3 months, when the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan and everything and Taliban took over, that's when this really started back happening again, because they took away the jobs. So the men can't work, so it's not all on the men, but the Taliban did take away the jobs. They had it to where you couldn't work. You can't make money. You can't feed your family. You can't do any of that. So I know we're laughing and we are blaming the men, but at the same time, we have to understand that the Taliban is in full effect right now over in Afghanistan. And this is not an old story. This is happening now in November. This stuff is happening now. So when the U.S. did pull out, they said that's when the Taliban really took over of that country. So, we're laughing and we're joking about it, but this is really this is a real thing, and it's a serious thing, and so it's sad. And if you guys do know the words of prayer, I don't know what else to do outside of pray, because I don't know how to reach out and none of that stuff over there. But if it's somewhere in your area, just do right by the people in your town.
It just shows that we are blessed. When they say America's a great place to live, man, we are.
Compared to some places, yeah, we
blessed.
But compared to other places,
we have a lot of benefits that we don't. That's crazy. I still don't think it gets that bad. But Miss Marla said it sounds like they're all facing famine. Mm-hmm. So the girl and the family might have it better for only a little bit of time until they all face desperate times.
Yeah, that's a desperate time. And that family had already sold a child. So that's not the first child that they sold.
Eating up the food. You're eating up the food. But my thing is, as a man, How do you steady laying up hunching in Almond words?
I don't think he had no kids after. I don't think he had any baby, like newborn people.
They gonna still have some more.
But this, like I said, it's not all his fault because the Taliban did take away the jobs. So he can't work somewhere where there's, nowhere to work. But no, you didn't. I didn't see it. I'm talking about this last one. But she said, Sephora said also, side note, can a parent actually sell a kid? I mean, where's the invoice? Does he get the birth certificate? I'm not sure how far that goes, but over in that country, yes, it was legal for them to do that now. She said if they find out that you're selling a child, you will be jailed.
They're gonna jail now.
Yeah, now. Girl, that was when you was reading the book.
I know I'm late.
You know
what? I couldn't find it. I had to go way back to get that.
She said, I'll find out right now. They're in a hotel. I'm getting boxes ready for them with clothes and shoes. That's what Sephora said about.
Yeah, let us know because I will donate to that.
Yeah. She said, now I see why, Miss Marla said, now I see why people were trying to hop on the outside of those planes leaving Afghanistan a few months ago. We're all connected. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes, we are blessed, Miss Shelby. We are all blessed, regardless if you think so or not, honey. If you can do this, baby, you blessed. Okay. You got life. Okay. You have life in you. In a certain aspect, those people over there, they are still blessed because they have time to try to figure it out. They're blessed in a sense. And I know when we say, oh, well, I'm blessed, you're thinking in the sense of you have everything all together. No, that's not true. That's not true. Everything does not have to be 100% right in your life for you to say that you're blessed. That's me.
That's true. It is human trafficking. But they probably don't even have that as a law. And then she said they make more money. You said that. Yes, slavery. I don't understand it. He didn't seem sad. Yeah, you read all these. I was trying to catch up. So I think you caught all that.
Look, this next story. Oh, girl. So before you share your tab, you have to go back into. Well, let me see. I'll go back in here and I'll get the link for it because it took the link that you put in there. It took us somewhere else.
You know what?
Well,
it did that the first time.
No, I don't know. Let me go find it. Oh, we can go on a brief enter if you would like to while I'm looking for it. Okay, here it is. Oh, not just put me up here on the big screen. Hey y'all. How y'all doing? She just put me up here, just threw me out here to the wolves. Just
I'm having the cookies tonight. I'm clicking the wrong buttons and stuff.
The wrong buttons. Here, I put it in the back.
Okay. Can I share from here?
Yeah, just open it up and then.
Oh, you know what I did? I copied and pasted the links. I sent you the wrong one again.
I know.
Okay, let's see.
So open it from the back check and then do the share thing.
Yeah, I was looking at a new Mac tonight. I think I'm gonna get one because this one is tripping.
Yeah, do that.
Because this one is when I say tripping, I'm doing it when I get off.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. That was
all right. So this next story, I hope you guys enjoyed that last story. I'm not enjoyed, but enjoyed the last story. But this next story comes from, shout out to the Shade Room. So we all know that Megan Good is married to a pastor. And so this is her outfit that she had on for Halloween. And someone decides to write in the comment section of her photo, says, WTH, ain't you a minister's wife? Choose one side. And so Megan Good says, I have the one God and I are comfortable with, but you can keep your box. God bless. So I guess our question for you guys is, what do you think? I guess by her being a minister or a pastor's wife, do you think that this Halloween costume is appropriate for, I guess, do you think, I don't know. I don't even want to ask if you think it's appropriate, but I guess that's a question because the person in the comment section feels like she shouldn't dress like that being a minister's wife. So
this
yes, that is the pastor's wife. To the left, that is the actress Megan Good with the blue hair and the cheetah print. Is that leopard, cheetah, child, one of them animals? They still messing with her? Yeah, Shelby. They still mess. So Sephora say no way. No way what? No way she should be dressed like that, or no way they should bother her.
And Marla say that is the pastor's wife. I wanted to read some of the comments. That's what I was trying to do. I don't know if you could hear me. So
no, I hear you.
Barbara.
You must have been muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
It say y'all worried about a costume, but do every other sin. Shut the F up. Y'all forgot the book of Matthew chapter 7. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? False prophet. And then Bundy Brew, which is a YouTuber, said people really need to find something else to do. Some people say leave her alone. Say just because she's a pastor's wife don't mean she can't still be fine. And then one lady said, God not going to ask you about anybody but yourself on judgment. Let's all worry about ourselves. Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like,
What you got to say?
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I ain't no pastor's wife. You know what I'm saying? And some guy that was liking me, called himself liking me. He was like, oh, I can see you being our first lady.
Okay.
But that's not saying that a first lady got to be completely covered up from the neck down to her feet. Or
you don't have to be square. You don't have to be square.
No, you don't have to be square, but you also not supposed to fit in with the rest of said world. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree.
She has to know that being a pastor's wife, being a minister's wife, or whatever you want to call it, and you're out there in the forefront, it doesn't matter because you're a celebrity. People are going to have their judgments regardless. If she was a regular.
What happened? Can y'all hear us? Can y'all hear us? Armin, you froze. Stop your cam and come back. Yeah, you froze. There you go.
Okay, I see you.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Nah, that was me. I was looking on the other.
You just MacBook trying to get to the trash.
I was listening to you on my phone, so I didn't hear you, but I saw my screen had froze or whatnot. But she has to know that there are going to be people there that people are going to have their opinions of her, no matter what she does. Even when she's fully clothed, they're going to say something about the things that she said out of her mouth. But I feel like as a pastor's wife, you still have to represent God as well as your husband. So if her husband saw this outfit before she walked out, who are we to judge? Because I feel like he's the one that she has. Him and God are the people that she has to look to. You know what I'm saying? So, but also they say let not your good be evil spoken of.
But she been getting scrutiny ever since she married a pastor. But
absolutely,
say sorry, but you cannot come out dressed like this and blame it on Halloween. Do Jesus?
Yeah.
Shelby say go ahead. Miss Marla say if the preacher's wife has set the standard, then I don't think this is a good example.
I agree. I agree. Not saying you have to be like, hey, Miss Terry. Not saying you have to be like the preacher's wife. We're not saying, we're not saying that, but at the same time, if people do see the first lady like that, they're gonna think that it's okay. I'm just,
I mean, it's gonna be hard for you to tell other people what to do and what to follow, and you are doing this. Like Miss Marla say, should she be celebrating Halloween or having a Hallelujah or harvest party?
I mean, I don't celebrate it. My daddy
don't celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, my daddy and my
get candy, but they don't do the rest.
I don't listen. My children know if they with me, we ain't doing nothing. Now, when they go with their daddy, I cannot control what he does, I can only tell him, hey, this is what I don't do. I don't want them to do. But at the same, I'm not a single mother in the sense of they don't have a dad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So whatever he does with them on his time, I'm not gonna control that. I can't control that. And now I won't, you know, I'm not gonna sit up here and point fingers at him like if you do this with them, no, I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a balance. I mean, it's gonna be respectfully. You respect how he and y'all still meet in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be some things that you may go up for that he kind of like laid back. And that's just in parenting, regardless, but long as y'all can coexist. But Shelby say if the pastor's okay and the flock following is okay, then go ahead.
Sure.
Maybe he just got a storefront with 4.5 members.
He still got some sheep then, and she's still a first lady. Okay, I don't care if it's one person or a pew that he preaching to. She's still a first lady.
Miss Terry say, "What God is she showing?" And it say this outfit should only be in the bedroom. I could just imagine what she looked like in the bedroom. But she's been provocative since. I think one time when she got in some lingerie or something, and then somebody say she the half member.
Ooh, y'all ain't no good, y'all. Get that speck out y'all eye. Get that speck out y'all eye. They just told y'all in Matthew 7:9.
Right.
I don't know, but people say leave the lady alone. But I still feel like there should be standards set when you are a leader or in those type of positions. It's different, but not different if you're just a lay member of a church or whatever. You still have standards, because once you know better, you come into the knowledge of, then you move as such. You know what I'm saying? But a first lady, and you carry that title, huh?
She said he chose to be a pastor. She didn't.
Yeah, but you still chose that man after he was in his position. You know what I'm saying? You allowed yourself to be chosen, because he who finds a wife finds a good thing that obtains favor with the Lord. You allowed yourself to be chosen knowing that this man had this title. So I feel like you still should acquiesce to what that title represents, not just to him, but it should represent something to you, and just, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying she got to walk around with a turtleneck on, but
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he picked her with the flesh. That wasn't God. God didn't pick her for him.
How we know that?
Well, I'm allegedly he was lusting, and
Is that what he said? Is that what he said, or did God tell you that?
I'm allegedly he was.
Okay. If the man said God told him, I can't dispute him. I don't know.
I ain't never heard him say. But remember, he wrote a book. Now I ain't read the book, but I'm sure he was lusting, and he picked her, and she's still gonna be her. She's still being her.
But that's on him. But the Bible also says the sanctified husband or wife, pretty much you pray over your unsanctified person. You know what I'm saying? Because she could have came into it, into the marriage one way, or like saying she's gonna be this, be that, or whatever it is, whatever have you. And then after the marriage, she changes or something like that. And I don't know if that was their testimony, but you still supposed to
conform. You're supposed to conform.
Yeah.
That's just like you marry a CEO of a company, but you real hoochified, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you always dress everything showing and just hoochie. But you got this CEO and he's taking you to a dinner of his company, Christmas.
You finna put some clothes on.
Right. So you're gonna represent what? Your husband.
Right.
You're not gonna go to his function where he's a CEO of this company. You're going to the Christmas party and you looking like a hoochie. So you're gonna conform. So but she hasn't conformed yet. She's still doing what Megan Good wants to do.
She that's between her, God, and her husband. Okay.
And Sephora say, is she the pastor's wife or the pimp's wife?
Listen, yeah, right. Don't get her started, okay?
Good question.
Miss Marla said, you just hurt my hoochie mama feelings. Ooh, Miss Marla, girl, you right here hoochieing, girl. You right here, Hoochie and Miss Marla. Don't let me find out. Let me find out you were Chanel in that
I ain't
book.
heard your Hoochie Mama feelings, but I'm just saying it's a place and time for everything. You sometimes you have to conform. That's just like if I was real ghetto and my wife invited me to a Christmas party, I can't go in there all hood and ghetto pants.
Hey y'all, it's Polo girl. We up in this thing. I'm here today, girl.
Going there to this pizza.
Hey, I'm gonna look at you like, let's go back out the door. We gotta talk about this thing. Come on.
Look, walking SP to the O to the L to the O. You froze again, or when she come back, we're gonna move on, y'all. That's a good laugh for that story. I'm gonna stop caring for a hot second so I can load up my next one.
That's what I get for playing. Look.
I was telling you that you froze.
I heard you. Listen, I got my phone, so I'll turn it up when I see it freeze.
Why I keep removing myself?
I don't know.
I just got the clicksies.
That arm out in my profile pic. Oh Lord. What you about that arm out?
Oh, I thought that was a leg. And you talking about I done froze. Because you talking about you're going to have to pull me outside and be like, let's talk about this. Oh, Peace Love said it was a nice pose.
Oh, it was a nice pose.
We both been freezing. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Oh, the spirit of the devil, honey.
That's that Travis Scott done got into our computers.
Travis done got us, child. He done got us, girl.
He got in our computers.
Well, you can do this next one, child. We skipping over that one, then go down to the bottom.
I got you. I'm already ready.
Okay. A whole food. Okay.
Did I do the last one or did you do the last one?
I did.
Okay, I think you be trying to get me.
Are you guys enjoying the show? If you are, please put your baseball cap and balls and your chocolate and your sun emojis in the chat for Polo and her sports and my love and light. Appreciate it.
Okay, so the next story, President Biden's vaccine company mandates halts. So the U.S. Federal Appeals Court has halted President Biden's strict vaccine mandates that requires businesses with at least 100 employees to be vaccinated or tested weekly for COVID-19. The ruling was made due to grave statutory and constitutional issues. Republican-heavy states filed claims against the mandate, which was officially to take effect on January 4th, 2022. Republicans are alleging the mandate oversteps President Biden's legal authority. So I want to read a few of the comments before we go on with the commentary. Some people say good. Then they say, what? Okay. What the F is he doing? And then they say, let whatever's going to happen to them happen. They deserve it. And then Biden pushing this vaccine so hard, it's like, that's all he know how to do. And then somebody say, look at God. Because they knew wasn't nobody going to work after that. And it's giving only one term vibes for me. And then the last one. Meanwhile, there was a 50,000 people at a concert. Yeah. All right. So what you think, co-host?
You go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm pro.
That's why I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, I like my little ball caps.
Yes.
Yeah, drop those Almond and Sons. Well, y'all know how I feel.
No, tell the people how you feel. They don't know. There's some new people here tonight. They don't know. Tell them how you feel, girl.
I'm pro vaccine, but I feel like everybody should have a choice. And I feel like I use Almond as an example all the time when I talk to my clients that don't like to wear their mask. And I tell them, I say, I have a friend and she wear a mask, even though she ain't for this the jab, but she wears a mask. So I could respect it, but I can't respect people that don't want to take it and they are just freewheeling out here. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't think, like I said, I'm kind of torn because one thing, I work for myself. So I'm not in that realm that I have to do it. But what if it's somebody that really needs their job and now they have to be mandated to get a vaccine? But you do have the option to be tested weekly. And if the company is going to pay for the test weekly, then I say go ahead.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that. I feel like I think before it's all over, we're all going to have this. It's just going to be like another immunization.
Well, you know, I believe you should have the choice to do whatever the heck it is you want to do, first and foremost. And Miss Terry said, unvaccinated people stay home, stop killing people. I ain't killing nobody. You know who killing people? Child, listen, I ain't staying home first and foremost, and I ain't hollering at you, Miss Terry, because y'all know I get real passionate. So I ain't hollering at y'all. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own opinion, but I told y'all we got our own thoughts and opinions over here, and my thoughts and opinions may not line up with y'all's, but guess what? I'm gonna still love y'all with the love of God. Okay, but Liz, nothing. Okay, at the moment, I'm not. I don't care to get it. And I just had a client today. We were talking about it. She is a nursing student. And in order for her to go and participate in her clinicals, she had to take the jab. And she did not want to. She waited to the absolute last minute to make the decision to go ahead and get it. But she said she wished she did not have to. She had to take so many shots or whatever to do all, you know, what she needed to do as far as her clinicals or whatnot. But I'm not. And I said before, I don't do the flu shot. Right. So if I was to come out and tell you that I don't take the flu shot, will you be upset with me and tell me to stay home and stop killing people? Because the flu is contagious as well. You know what I'm saying? So if I tell you I don't take the flu shot, I don't want the flu shot, are you gonna tell me to stay home and stop killing people too? Like I don't understand. I really don't.
I respect. I'm gonna tell you why I respect you, because you're gonna stand your ground, but you protect yourself and you're protecting others.
Absolutely.
Don't respect. Remember, I was telling you one day, and I say it here because a lot of people probably knew. I have a client, and I don't ask nobody's business, but all the people that I have been cutting, I've been cutting them before during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm still getting back to my point where I don't like to wear a mask back here, because I know I would say 95% of everybody is vaccinated, and it's something that I didn't ask. They share and talking. So I have this one young client. He comes in and he asked me one day. He said, "Polo, what you think?" We talking. I'm cutting his hair. He said, "What you think about the Delta?" And I said, "I don't, because I'm vaccinated." And the look he gave me on his face, so that made me ask, because I'm very nonchalant. I don't ask a lot of questions. So I say, did you get vaccinated? He say, "No, I don't believe it." And he goes on and on. So he has a sister that's autistic. And I told him, I said, "Well, what about you?" He said his mom is no longer here, so he's responsible for his sister. He said his grandmother got it. The grandmother wants to get the sister, but he said no, because, he has the right over her. So I told him, I said, "Well, is your sister going to be going to adult daycare and things like that? You probably want to get her vaccinated, because they're probably going to tell her she can't come." So he did get her vaccinated. So we in talking. So I told him, I wanted to tell him right then why you don't have on a mask, but I had to shave him. So I said, I'm just going to let it go. Mm-hmm. Before he left, I said, the next time you come back here and anytime after, you need to have on a mask. Do you know the next time that boy came to get a haircut, he did not have on a mask. When he hit the door, I said, "Oh, turn around." So I asked him just last week, I cut his hair. And he came in with his mask on. When he sat down, guess where the mask was? In his pocket. I say, "Put your mask on." So this is when I started talking to him like he was my son, because he's my kid's age. I say, let me ask you a question. When you go to the grocery store, do you wear a mask? He said, "I'm going to be honest with you." He said, "Probably about 10% of the time I do." That's when I brought you up. And I said, because she don't want to get it, but she protects herself and she protects others. I can respect that. I say, but so you're walking around here, no mask, and you don't know what you can get from where everybody else that's around you.
Right.
I say, just like you walking back here, you don't know if, because I do sanitize myself, but just say I didn't. You don't know if the person that left before you had it.
Right.
So I don't, and so, but that's what the young folks that they live so carefree that they don't care, and they into science that they think they into science, and they won't get it. Now, like the flu shot, you can't really use that as an example because the flu shot do kill, but it ain't killed a whole thousands and thousands and billions and billions and
I'm
billions.
just saying the flu, period, because the flu can kill you.
Yeah,
You
the
know what
flu
I'm saying?
can kill, but we ain't had a pandemic of the flu. Swine
Well,
flu.
it's still a lot of, we don't think about people dying from the flu, but there are
They do
people
die.
that die. We haven't gotten into the millions like with the coronavirus. That's a whole pandemic. You know what I'm saying? But we still see, and this is a thing that I don't like. Ever since this has come out, we are forgetting about the other diseases now or the other viruses that's still killing people every single day. Everything now is centered around C19, and nobody thinks about all of the other things that can actually kill you. You know, so I do make sure I wear my mask. I always make sure my children wear my mask. If you come to my door at the salon, I will ask you, do you have a mask? If you walk up to my door, and most of them will look on the outside of the door, and the code enforcement actually came and they hung up a mask mandate on my window as well. I was happy when they came and put it up, but I had already had a sign on my door. I don't care if you're receiving services or not. I don't care how, the only people most of the time that don't have one on are the little kids, but they still, most of them still have theirs on because they go to daycare. So they have one on or whatnot. Unless it's like an arm baby, of course they don't have one on. But I don't have too many people coming in with their babies, honey. But I still
everybody had a mask on, and it was like, and I promise you, when I went there a couple of weeks ago, there was a sign on the door. But they do have the signs. But like if I walk into,
that's a recommendation. It's not a mandate.
Yes, it's not a mandate. It's a recommendation. But you have so many people, and I'm like I said, I am tired of them. But when I do go out, I am vaccinated, and I had my flu shot, and everything, and I still try to wear mine. But I get to the point where I can't breathe a little bit. So I don't know. It's just weird. So
yeah, I make sure that I'm protected. The people around me are protected. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to tell you, and I'm not going to tell nobody else if you're unvaccinated for you to stay home. Like, no, I know this part. This lady, this is how careful a lot of people are. This lady did not come out of her house. Not come out of her house, but guess what?
Okay.
She died. Why? Because she was getting her stuff delivered, and then the whatever was on the stuff that she had, and she got it, and she died. So she
supposed to wipe all that down, and you supposed
she wasn't vaccinated, but guess she still died.
She
still died. So I'm not going to tell people to stay home if they don't wear them. I just ask you to wear, when you come in my vicinity, have a mask on. If you come to my house, if you don't have a mask on, you will be standing outside the door. You're not coming in my house without no mask on. I'm sorry, you're not doing that. Even maintenance people, when they come to my house, that's why I do not like them coming in. I don't like them coming to my house unless I'm home. I tell people quick.
Get you a lot of Lysol.
Even girl, listen, all up under the cabinet, all up under. But see, when they do come, I'm not here. But I have cameras in my house, so I see when they do enter my house if they don't have a mask on, and I have no problem with calling the office and letting them know. Excuse me. No, ma'am, because y'all ask me questions when I'm calling y'all for a maintenance issue. You ask me if anybody in the house has C19 whatever, or they being quarantined. Yeah. So it's only right. If you're going to ask me that, then send your people in my house with a mask on. Don't come here like that. You know what I'm saying? So
you're right.
It's just, and
we don't get a lot of people in our house, but my wife will spray everything down. She been here killing me with that Lysol. Hey, she sprays it down, and everybody comes through the back. And when COVID happened, my grandson was probably the only one that ever came in the house, and that was like a while. But we didn't let nobody.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I'm reading Miss Terry comment. She said my friend got it, killed her husband, and son is on life support. You know, and see everybody's story. You know what I'm saying, is different, because I can say, well, you know, my brother from the church got it and he died. He was 15 years old and he was fully vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always about it. The hood table so crazy, but it cannot be about only the people that are unvaccinated are the ones that's dying or killing people, because it's not true at all. You can be fully vaccinated, get it, and still perish. You know what I'm saying? So or not getting a shot shaming or not getting a shot and everything like that. I just feel like it's obsolete. It don't bother me.
Yeah, I would say y'all need to stay home because it could be a reason why you don't want to get it. But long as you being careful and you being respectful. But when I come to old Florida and I come see you at your shop, I ain't wearing no mask. I'm vaccinated. I'm coming with my card.
It say everyone, baby. It's in capital red letters. Okay, well, we'll stand outside and talk. We'll stand outside and talk. I don't care. I don't care. My daddy is vaccinated, and that Negro put a mask on before he come in. Okay, I ain't playing with you. If I gotta wear this mask at the church, you finna wear this mask in my salon.
I got my card though. I got my card though.
I don't care about no card. I don't ask nobody about that card. I don't ask nobody because that ain't my business. Girl, and you see they making fake vaccination cards. I ain't with that. No, ma'am. I don't care what you done got, babe. You could have got.
I ain't had my booster yet, but I'm thinking about getting my booster before I come.
You could have been touched by Jesus himself. Put a mask on. I ain't see him do it. Even if I did, put a mask on.
You know I got mine. I'm gonna have my booster before I come to good old Florida. That's the very least they can do is wear a mask. I agree with you.
Still put a mask on.
More. They don't advertise. Right. So it's just not taking out as many people as the pandemic took out.
It don't matter. It's still killing. It's still a killer. But they're not showing it no more.
Sometimes I feel like we should give them paperwork to fill out. We need to know where they have been in the last 14 days before they enter our homes.
Go ahead. I was gonna say I used to do that with my when it first started. I would send out a questionnaire to all of my clients, and if they answered yes to one of those questions, you can't come in.
Okay.
You can't. You have to wait. You have to wait so many days or whatnot before you come in, and before you came, you have to sit out of your car. I'll come out and get you. That's when I was in that suite. You know what I'm saying?
Were you taking temperatures?
What? No.
I did.
I had one, but I had with the gun that I had, it wasn't calibrated.
Okay.
So it wouldn't made it. Yeah, I didn't know how to calibrate it, but no, I just did, like I said, I did the questionnaire and just prayed that everybody answered it, answered it truthfully, which I've never stopped working since the pandemic started till now. I've never stopped working. I've always been in the salon the whole time, and it was not a thing where I had to run out and get Lysol or run out and get bleach because we always did that. You know what I'm saying? we always clean.
We always clean.
So it was nothing new to me. The only thing was, okay, you sit in your car and then I'll come out there and get you. That's it. Other than that,
it's kind of like the doctor's office.
Yeah. So it just you right now you just take a little bit more precaution or whatnot, but at the same time you can be so careful that you still get it, so I stay prayed up. Like I stay prayed up. So what she say, I think it's supposed to say, Almond, you have to wear a mask even if you touch the hem of okay, the hood table, girl. Who she thought she is?
I wear my mask. Somebody went to the feds for making fake. Yeah, I saw that for back.
Yep, I saw that too.
Back cards. And we're gonna send a prayer up to the Hood Table's co-host mother, co-host just lost.
Oh yeah, she passed. She buried her mother yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the cake that you made. That was a beautiful cake. So
for the
I think for the yes, it was beautiful. I think that
I
was.
saw that. That was nice.
That was
nice. Child. But anyway, listen, we have anything else to say about this subject? Because we can go on, and I'm always be stepped on this side of it.
Well, we're gonna move to the next story. I'm gonna do that one because it's gonna be still related.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, she says she died of COVID. Sorry for your loss, Miss Marla.
What she said? Oh, sorry for your loss. Oh man. Well, Miss Marla, I hope and pray that you were not offended by anything that was said, about, the whole COVID thing or whatnot. I just, I'm not, because it's not insensitive what I'm gonna say, but it's still.
Go ahead and say it.
No.
While I'm queuing up.
It's not insensitive.
Oh, you don't want to say it because it helps
No,
you.
I'm not gonna say it. Sometimes you just got to learn how to just.
Well,
like my daddy
your
says,
tongue.
catch that thought and snatch it back. And honey, just because it come in your head, don't mean it got to come out your mouth.
I know that's right. She said thank you. So I'm getting ready to share it.
Okay, Miss Marla. And Miss Terry or the hood table either. I hope y'all were you know,
they know how we do it over here. They know how we do it.
Yeah.
They be thinking we argue.
Argue, child. Listen, I'll hit leave studio in a minute before I argue with these people on here in front of you, in front of these people with your behind.
See, look, I don't know. I don't want to play the video, so I'm just gonna do the commentary. Let me see. Let me get it to stop.
Okay. Well, you better mute it.
I know I'm trying to get it to stop before it starts. It's spinning. Is it spinning on your end? So we're gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers. See, I'm trying to stop it. I don't know. I've never had a lag on this.
Oh, girl, the internet tonight, girl. Don't
Yes, it's a lag. It's like if I can't touch anything on it, I can't even mute it. It's just spinning.
Miss Terry, I love you too, girl.
I don't want it. Well, as soon as I start talking, it's gonna load. But let me just keep paying attention to it so I can stop. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, told the NFL and his team that he was immunized and was later caught in a lie when he contracted COVID-19. A lot of the NFL analysts criticized him for lying about his vaccination status and putting others in an unhealthy environment because he failed to wear a mask in press conferences, on the sidelines, and in the team's facilities. At press time, the Green Bay Packers organization is being fined $300,000, and Aaron Rodgers and another player, Alan Lazar, is being fined $14,650 each for failing to follow protocols agreed on by the league and the players' union. So, what are your thoughts on Mr. Aaron Rodgers?
Energize.
I knew it was going to do
Look,
that.
I want to exit off of it.
No.
That's crazy that it was.
You know what? That's crazy because
the number one longest lasting AA battery.
Now look, it don't want to
finish talking. It did it. Lord, she done kicked herself off the stream again. Child, what is going on tonight? But anyways, my opinion on this whole Aaron Rodgers thing, I feel like now in that instance, I feel like he should tell the truth. What he said was they asked him, did he get the vaccine? And he said, yes, I've been immunized.
Right.
So in essence, he may have taken something, but he didn't take the C-19 shot. He had a homeopathic, which one of those words, homeo something, girl. He did something holistic that he was trying to say that helped to keep him what he thought was protected from the C-19, but he still got it. You know, he was supposed to be getting tested every a couple of times a week or a day or whatever, because they had practice and they have to be in the huddles. He was supposed to get tested, but instead of that, he lied. And so now, you know, it's a backlash of, like she said, why lie? It's a simple test. If you don't want to be vaccinated, cool, because the NFL does not require their players to be vaccinated.
Right.
All they have to do is be tested a couple of times a day or a week or whatever like that. They have to be tested, and then being positive, he's supposed to sit out, you know, the certain amount of days. But he lied and told the people that he was vaccinated. But I feel like even if he was vaccinated and he still got C-19, would they still be upset about it? You know what I'm saying? Because he could have said he got vaccinated, but then turn around and still got it, because it's possible to do so. So my thing is, how did they know he lied?
He ended up lying because he ended up I guess he couldn't produce, and he ended up telling the truth, but it was wordplay. The wordplay was
immunized or vaccinated
instead of being vaccinated. But he also came out and said he felt like it would be putting him in a what I'm trying to say, like making him stand out if he had to come to the press conferences with a mask on. It was like basically shaming him for not being vaccinated because he would be the only one, I guess, coming, with. And then they do have different protocols. So if you end up going, like, just say you have a doctor's appointment, you have to go to a specialist. You can't come back into the facility in so many days. That's how I end up Cam Newton ended up losing his position because you have to wait these many days to clear. It's kind of like a what we call it when you we just said it when you what's the waiting time? What we call the waiting time? The quarantine. So you have the quarantine time. Like if you went to, I got lost. The quarantine.
I was like, what?
Yeah, the quarantine time when you didn't win. Just say we travel out the country and we come back before we come back to work out. Our job probably say we have to quarantine at home 14 days before we can come back to work. So they do have that. They have different standards for unvaccinated. So, but I think he felt privileged.
Of course.
And now they said that if they don't get it together, because like a lot of the analysts were saying, that $300,000 they'll mean anything to them. They have money.
No millionaires.
And so the next thing they're gonna do if they get caught again is they're going to take draft picks where that affects them. So he felt privileged, and then he lied, and then he went and he ended up losing. He lost a couple of sponsors behind it as well.
Oh, somebody said that they were gonna stick with him. What? Oh man, I forgot which one of those sponsors said that they were gonna stick beside. That's our player. We gonna stick beside him.
Discount. Now was it discount double? It was one of them that did say they was gonna stick with him, but one of them disassociated. I can't think of which.
I can't remember it, but
it's the main one. I know he used to do discount double check. That was the muffler place.
Not that one.
And I don't think did he ever do State Farm?
That's it. They said they're gonna stick beside him.
Yeah, because I remember people State Farm. So State Farm said they're gonna stick, but it was another one, a little small one. They disassociated. But my thing is, why do you feel like you're so privileged? Why did you have to lie? Why not just come out and say? And it was very appalling that Terry Bradshaw had crazy stuff to say. Then he made a quote, Martin Luther King quote, and a lot of people wasn't happy with that as well. So he was trying to.
Aaron?
Yes, he was trying to compare himself to Martin Luther King. So let me
Oh,
find the quote while you talk to everybody.
Yeah, I just
say shaming is involved, but I don't think it's shaming, Shelby. It's just like I go back, just say this before Armin take over. I remember back in the day, and I don't know if it happened in Florida and where y'all live, but when the flu, every year before the COVID-19 came out, when the flu shot was here, if the nurses or people that worked in the hospital did not want to take the flu shot, they had to wear a mask during out their whole shift. What's shaming about that? That's really for your safety, because you don't know what these people coming into the hospital with. So why is that?
It because the people look at you as though you're a plague. So that's what that's what it is. That's just like with the C-19 and some jobs requiring you to have a sticker on your badge that says I'm vaccinated. So one of my clients works in the hospital. I'm not gonna say what floor he on, but he works in the hospital, and he said he noticed when they started doing that, the first thing when a patient or someone else walks up to you, he noticed the first thing they looked at was his badge. So what he started doing was wearing his he said wearing his mask, or he wore something that covered his badge so they wouldn't look because he's not vaccinated. So that was the first thing that they would look at was his badge to see if he had that sticker on there that said I'm vaccinated. So in that instance, he did feel like he was being shamed for not being vaccinated. So I understand what she's saying. So if everybody else that's coming in that's not vaccinated does not have a mask on, but you come in with your mask on, they're looking at you like, oh, you ain't get vaccinated? Oh, why you here? Why I don't want to be around you? So there is shaming in that. That's just like, and shout out to my girl. I love you, girl. But she said unvaccinated people need to stay home because they're killing people. So in that instance, that's the same thing that they're saying. They're looking at you like, oh, why you got your mask on? Why you came to work? You can't get vaccinated. Oh, you really don't want your job. You shouldn't have your job. It's all of that stuff that can go into the whole you being vaccinated or not being vaccinated. You having to wear a mask versus not wearing a mask. You putting a sticker on your badge versus not putting a sticker on your badge. It's just like and so yeah, no, no. Did you find it?
Yeah, they going in on. They talking about he played the MLK card, telling him he need to keep it out his mouth. So he's talking. I'm trying to find the actual quote because you know they going on and on and on. Hold on, that ain't it. But I do agree. It say Aaron Rodgers cites Martin Luther King Jr. to defend criticism of NFL protocols. It say during his appearance, Rodgers quoted Martin Luther King Jr. in an attempt to justify his criticism of the league's protocol for unvaccinated players of the COVID-19 vaccine itself. He said unvaccinated players are required to wear a mask. So this is what he said. There have been conversations with it. Rodgers said when asked about communication with NFL over not wearing a mask. I would add this to the mix as an aside, but the great MLK said you have a moral obligation to object to unjust rules and rules that make no sense. So, but my thing is, why did you that didn't do it? So a lot of people are saying he need to keep it out of the conversation, keep Martin Luther King Jr. out his mouth. He's trying to play that card.
Well, and then because I'm always on, I jump on the other side too.
Yeah. That's all right. Come on.
If Martin Luther King was saying that he wanted us to be equal and everything else like that, why he couldn't say that? I mean, if a white person would have said that, is the meaning any different? I'm just saying, is the meaning any different because of the mouth it came out of?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like he lied, keeping Martin Luther King out of it.
No, he did lie, but the words that he spoke, it made sense in the instance that he used it in.
But he said the rules don't make no sense. But why? It
but
do make
sense because like you said, he's privileged.
But right, but the rule do make sense because you're going to all these different stadiums, you're around, and then another thing he was doing after the game, we go shake hands. He was in people's face. You was jeopardizing a lot of people, and then you're not even thinking about your family, what you could contract and take home to your family. That's why I say they don't think about that. So you're gonna say I don't think he should have used Martin Luther King because it is a rule that is the same rule he wanted them to throw a flag when somebody accidentally roughed the passer. So I mean, it's a rule. It's a rule. Wear your mask. We're not telling you have to take the vaccination. Just wear your mask. And then they say that now they got the spotlight on him because they're gonna be watching every time he go to the press conference now when he come back.
Now therein lies the reason why he lied.
Right.
Yeah. The shaming behind it all. Therein lies the reason why he lied.
I'm gonna give you an example. Cam Newton didn't want to get vaccinated, right? But now he's vaccinated. He still don't have a job. But he didn't want to get vaccinated. What happened was he went to go get a second opinion, and he asked them, when I finish, is everything? Will y'all allow me to go get a second opinion? Because he was gonna be away from training camp. They told him fine. So when he got the second opinion, he couldn't come right back into the facility. He had to wait. So what happened with that was he ended up losing his job. But guess who else is not vaccinated? That's a high spotlighted black quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson didn't have COVID twice last year. I think once last year, one this year. But he still has his job. I'm sure he wears his mask. I don't know why I feel feedback.
No, I hear you.
Okay, he still has his job and everything. So you're not going to be the only quarterback or only NFL player that don't. DeAndre Hopkins is not vaccinated. You have a lot of players. So it's not like you were going to be the only one. So there was no reason to lie.
Yeah.
It's not like you was going to stand alone.
He just didn't want to get it. Plain and simple.
Privilege.
Yeah, it was privilege. And I feel like
and he got caught.
I feel like that's a part of it, but more so I feel like he's privileged because he has money. He knows he's a star player. They need him and all this other stuff. So he feel like, well, where would y'all be without me? So I'm just gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But lying can only get you so far, because once you lie, you got to cover up that lie with another lie. So how far can you keep lying about something that can actually be proven? We can prove that you didn't have the shot, you know. So he screwed up, and I think they did lose this past weekend. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, they lost.
I was watching the game.
Yeah, Jordan Love was the rookie quarterback.
That was a good game, though.
Yeah, he actually held it in there. But Aaron Rodgers, they was talking about suspending him, and so now he's gonna put that shadow over there where they're gonna keep watching. So they're gonna be ready to fire him. She said, I don't consider it shaming. He should be ashamed to be called lying. I agree to Hood Table.
Yeah, he should be ashamed. He got caught lying.
He had no reason to lie. He had no reason to lie. I'm gonna let you do the Audi, and then I'll do the last.
We still got my Florida.
Oh, we showed. I forgot.
Lord Jesus, she's just trying to push my little story on out the way, child.
You want to do the Florida one next?
I do.
Okay.
And then because you got your oh yeah, we'll do the Audi after that.
Then we got the audit, and then we got the recap. And you know how I forgot your Florida because I jumped. That was a new add-on.
Shaking my head. How? It's in the same email that I'm looking at.
No, remember I added it. You know what?
Yeah, I'm looking in a new email.
You right. I'm tripping. I don't know what I'm tripping on tonight.
Ooh, help a Lord. Touch it right now in the name of Jesus.
This video, or was it just commentary?
I didn't listen to the video, but you can. I mean, maybe if you press play, then I don't have to.
Reason why I'm asking so I can mute before I leave over.
Oh, well, go ahead and press play. See what it say. Take the comment off the screen. So, and then, oh wait, let me put the fair use thing in there so you will be able to put it up on the screen before. Oh, wait a minute. I lost it. Oh, Lord. Where went it? Child, I done lost the little fair use thing. I don't know. Hold on. How y'all doing? Are y'all doing okay? Are you guys loving the show so far? We don't have too much more to go. I hope you guys are not bored and you guys are loving and appreciating the stories that we bring to you guys. It may not be the the whole big stories that every other blogger or vlogger may be doing, but this is what matters to us. And we want it to matter to you guys, so that's why we're bringing it to you. So, yeah, I just put it in. You ready? Oh, you look frozen. Are you frozen or no? Are you frozen? Hello? Can you hear me? Are you muted? Can y'all hear her?
I'm not frozen. I hear you. I forgot I was muted. I'm just waving. Thank you, Miss Terry.
Thank you, Miss Terry. Okay, you can pull it up. Lord, did she find it? Y'all, please pray for Polo, child. I don't know what's going on with her tonight. So this is, oh well, she done scrolled up. I don't know if it's not gonna play, then I can play it from my side. The autopsy reveals startling information about mentally ill Miami-Dade inmate who died while in custody. You think Polo tired? She tired.
I'm not tired. Play it from your side. It's my computer. Okay. My computer tired. Okay, there you go. There you go.
You it's sure?
Like, okay, hold on.
Is it buffering?
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Darn ad.
Tonight on Local 10, he weighed close to 200 pounds when he went in. But months later, an autopsy revealed a mentally ill Miami-Dade inmate died weighing closer to 100 pounds. The family of Randy Heath wants to know what happened and spoke with our Laren Livingston.
And what you're about to see, they want you to see. And we have to warn you, it's extremely graphic.
But there's something that happened.
She'll never call me and say nothing. Never call right now today. Never call.
This is not a healthy person. This is definitely a person that suffered. And they suffered really bad.
It's not just the sores on Randy Heath's body
or the bruising.
That he lacked a skeleton.
Almost unrecognizable to his mother and niece.
He was doing good. You know what I mean? And it don't make no sense.
Any person, no matter how wrong they've done, still doesn't deserve to be treated unfair.
Kiara Batten says her uncle Randy was
A very happy guy.
despite and in spite of his struggles. Randy battled schizophrenia. He was bipolar.
He had his substance abuse issues, but he loved to eat. No matter what, he was that joyful person.
Felicia Whipple once ran a group home where Randy lived.
Randy went in TGK. He would come out of TGK all the time. Petty crimes. If he go in somebody's yard, steal some shoes. If he go and see a tool shed, he's going to get some tools.
A similar arrest landed Randy in an ankle monitor last year. He was rearrested last November for tampering with that device and booked in at TGK.
So from November 2020 to July of 2021, how many times would you say you actually spoke to Randy?
No contact at all.
The pandemic prevented in-person visits, and video visitation requests went nowhere.
I used to call TGK like every other day to check on.
Randy was very, very smart. He knew your numbers by heart. He knew how to dial the phone with no problem. But she said he's not answering. But
he doing good. Some other time they call, they tell me he just got to eat. And some other time for call, they say he's sleeping.
Never could get a hold of him.
Randy died July 18th, just days after his 39th birthday. It wasn't until the day after Angela Heath learned she'd lost her only son.
I would have been thinking he was still alive.
These extremely graphic photos came from the medical examiner. So did this report. Randy died from food asphyxia. The report notes a large piece of orange was found blocking his airway. The contributing cause, pica, a disorder which causes people to eat things other than food.
it says that he had a sponge inside of him. He had a piece of plastic inside of him. He had a mustard packet inside of him.
The family also shared some of Randy's medical records and previous treatment plans. Never a mention of pica. Randy was a mental health patient who was regularly prescribed medication. None were detected in his toxicology report. Just months before he was arrested, a 5'10" Randy weighed in at 204 pounds. When the medical examiner weighed Randy, he weighed only 113 pounds.
He's not eating. Is he being given food? Is he even taking medication? No one spoken to my grandmother, his mother, to even explain what happened.
Randy, he didn't deserve this.
Miami-Dade police are now conducting an investigation into Randy's death. In a statement, a Corrections and Rehabilitation Department spokesperson tells us the department is firmly committed to the integrity of the investigative process and will not compromise it by commenting or prematurely disclosing vital information on any open and active investigation.
But Randy does have a family. No matter what his situation was, he always has a family, and he will always have this family.
That what happened in that cell in the dark. God will bring the light out.
Well, shortly after our interview, Randy's family hired a lawyer. Attorney Chris Caproni sent us this statement saying, in part, Randy's condition at the time of his death raises serious questions about how he was treated. We await the results of TGK's internal investigation. The Heath family deserves answers and accountability as they struggle to make sense of this terrible tragedy, end quote. A Miami-Dade court records show less than 2 weeks before Randy Heath died in jail, a judge ruled that he was incompetent and ordered him remanded into DCF custody.
So I did not watch that video. When I chose the story for us to cover, I saw the headline, I read the story, but I did not watch that video. And so to see how badly emaciated this 5'10", 240 some odd pound guy has now gone down to 113 pounds. Like, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. And I feel like the way, first of all, how slowly they deemed him to be incompetent, I feel like that's an issue, because he went from last year, 2020 to July 2021 when he passed, to and 2 weeks before he died, that's when the judge said that he's incompetent, and they turned him over to the Department of Children and Families. Like I just feel like the way they treat people, yes, criminals are criminals. We understand that. But like she said, no matter what you did, you still deserve to be treated as a human. I don't understand how somebody that big can turn around and be that small. And then, like they said, now pica is a real thing. And that is something people eat laundry detergent, they eat the cushions out of a sofa, they eat all of that. And I'm not saying that that's something that he didn't have, but at the same time, how fast can somebody go from 240 pounds to 113 pounds before you realize, wait a minute, something is just not right? Something just not right with the way this person is looking. Like, do you even pay attention to your inmates? And then to know that he was somebody that was mentally ill, is that somebody that you then just move off to the side because you say they're crazy? And and then the autopsy did not show that he had the medications that were prescribed to him, so they were not giving him his medications either. So he may have went off and had schizophrenic and bipolar uh, um, episodes, but then who's there to feed into, like, who's there to still take care of him? So there's an infirmary for that in the prisons and in the jailhouses for things of that nature, but they just disregarded it. And what you think?
I think that they probably made him incompetent because they already knew this man was dying 2 weeks before he died. Because you don't just starve to death and start looking like that before. So they probably were trying to cover themselves. And how do he get a large piece of orange stuck down his throat? And who chews on? I mean, I do know pica, but who chews mustard packets and stuff like that? He had all this in his intestines. And I feel like they starved that man to death.
Of course.
And the family could not get in contact with him, and they starved him to death. I think they starved him to death.
Yeah, so the lion, like when she said she called up there and then she was asking, well, how is he? Oh, he just got through eating. Oh, well, he just laid down. Oh, he's busy. What?
Yeah.
Well, how is he? Oh, he's fine.
Busy in jail.
Huh?
Like, how you busy in jail?
Right. Like, what? I know he's not working or nothing like that, but for them to say, oh, he's busy, and then you don't grant them video visitation, which is a part of, I'm sure he didn't have any kind of DR inside of there, which is pretty much is like you get another charge inside of the jailhouse. But I'm pretty sure he didn't have one of those for his visitation to be taken away. Video visitation. Now, yes, the in-person visitation was taken during COVID, but even now, even July, even up to July, it was in-person visitation was back open. So for them to not allow them to be seen, and I read where some people were saying down there in Miami, because this happened down in Miami. Down in Miami, it's horrible. Like those prisons down there, the jails and stuff like down there are horrible. And Sephora said, don't inmates have rights? They absolutely do. They have a right to be fed.
You would think not.
Yeah, they have, but they do have rights. They have a right to be fed, a right to be given. That's not a punishment to say I'm going to take your food away. No, you go into the hole where you spend 23 out of the 24 hours a day in the hole. You come out to use the bathroom and take a shower maybe every other day or something like that, and then you have to go back in. But
they still feed you.
Yes, they cannot withhold food. They cannot withhold food from you. And then if you're sick, you have a right to be seen by the nurse. Now they're not going to give you all this medication. They may give you Tylenol or something like that, but they're not going to give you antibiotics unless you went to the hospital and then a doctor has said that you need to have antibiotics or something like that. But other than that, they still have a right to the same medical attention, the same food, even a shower. Like you have, even if you're in the box, now they may only have to give you a shower 2 to 3 times a week, but you're still due a shower. They cannot withhold you from taking showers. So
right. But she said his lawyer, he probably had a court-appointed lawyer, and that lawyer probably was swamped.
They
and
work for the state.
Probably wasn't going to check.
Yeah, the public defender works for the state. So
right.
Unless they had a paid attorney to be able to go in there, but what they could have done, they could have had the chaplain contact the chaplain and have the chaplain check on them. But when you're calling constantly like that and they're telling you that this person is fine, this person is fine, this person is fine, you know, you get your suspicions, but how far can you go to get there? You know what I'm saying? Because they can tell you that the chaplain is busy.
Right.
You know, so it's only so much that they can't do on the outside. You can't just walk up in there and just.
I'm sure they're gonna sue.
Oh, of course, as they should.
They should.
As they should. But like you said, I felt they may have been trying to cover it up by deeming him incompetent the last 2 weeks. But when you think about it,
like he did, because I not to cut you off, but I know, like, you ever heard of like a hunger strike? Like, just say if I'm in jail and I say I'm just not gonna eat, and they start noticing that they bring in these meals and I'm not eating them, they start alerting people because they don't want that on them. They don't want that on them that I'm not eating, that I'm sitting in there because I'm eventually die if I don't eat.
Yep.
So,
they will send someone in, or they'll have a nurse, or they'll have somebody to come in and assess you.
Right.
But they just cannot withhold the food from you. Now it's up to you, like you said, whether or not you want to eat it. But I'm sure within those 2 weeks of them deeming him incompetent, I'm sure they've seen this man just wither away from 240 down to 113 pounds. They saw that. And for it to not, it just for them to not alert anybody about that. But it's not the first family that has had their loved one die inside of the that prison down there.
He had bruises on his face. He had bruises and cuts and bruises on his face. So I'm thinking in 2 weeks when they ruled that, he probably wasn't talking or anything. That's why they deemed him incompetent, because he was on deaf dumb.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a cover up. Y'all trying to cover up something, because why do that matter that you would deem him incompetent and he's serving a sentence in jail that you put him in jail for anyway?
Yeah,
so,
and I don't think he had long. I don't know if they said how long he had.
I didn't see how long he had, but
it was. They didn't say how long he had.
It was small offenses, and the last one was for tampering with his.
Yeah, so they were all misdemeanors. There were no felonies, so he was not going to be serving like 20 years or something like that.
It wasn't murder or nothing like that.
No, it was just small things. Like they said, he was just stealing stuff to get money to pay for his drug habit or whatnot like that. But he was, to me, he was still healthy in a sense, because he went to the doctor to get medication.
Right.
So he knew something was wrong with him, and he still took it upon himself or whoever to make sure he had his medication, you know. So it's not like he was somebody that went undiagnosed and they didn't know what was wrong with the man. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar, and it was another one.
That's all I saw, just schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. It
was another one.
It was another
one. Was it manic depression? It was another
one.
Well,
he was manic. You're right.
Yeah.
I saw that. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's that on that. And like Miss Terry said, I pray that his family does. I'm gonna try to keep up on that story. I pray that his family.
There's gonna be an update.
Say it again.
I said you're gonna do an update. Keep an update on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep an update on that to see by next week to see if something has moved with that case. If it has, then we'll bring you guys an update next week. If not, I'll just keep an eye out on it and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
so
that
is that story.
That's gonna be kind of a stretch before they even. You'll probably hear next week or so that they filed the suit, but then from there you probably won't hear nothing for a while. And the hood table, this is such a sad story, and I would definitely sue the plants off that facility. Yeah, in the city.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll go. Which one we going to next? We're doing an oddity.
We're gonna do Houston, and then we'll do the.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So this is Polo's backyard. So this story that I just did was from Florida. You know we do around the world, honey. Her backyard, my backyard, honey. We all backyardigans over here. Okay. So we're going back over to her backyard. This will be our third week, I think, talking about this story. And we're just going to keep you guys updated because it was a lot of people that have not heard of this story until we said something about the story. So I hope you guys, you know, have been keeping up with the story of the abandoned children over in Houston. Take the comment out the screen so they can see it. I don't know if it's going to be a video playing.
It shouldn't be a video. So let's see.
I thought it was when she was in the courthouse.
Okay, let me mute then, because I don't know what's wrong. This is so weird. My computer never buffed like this.
Do you want me to play it? Would you like for me to play it? You're muted. I can't hear you.
I wasn't saying nothing. Hold on. Because every time when I don't mute and then I go back, you say you hear feedback, so I mute before I leave.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me unmute again and let me go back and see will it play.
Okay. It ain't playing though from my end. I just see it going around and around.
Play. Oh, there you go. There you go. I don't know. What's my computer never lagged.
Okay, because she buffing, girl.
Okay, let's see. Let me go back to her. I don't even hear. Okay, hold on.
Technical difficulties, you guys.
Computer tripping. Okay, let's go. Here we go. And I rewind. Oh, she on mute. So that's why. Let's see.
Brief 15-minute hearing.
Okay, here we go.
How this mother was apparently paying for her apartments and her furniture, apparently with disability funds from the government meant for her children. Who have learning disabilities. They say instead of using that on her kids, she used it on herself. Wearing an orange jail uniform and remaining mostly silent, Gloria Williams appeared in front of Judge Kelly Johnson this morning. During the brief 15-minute hearing, Judge Johnson said she was raising Williams' bond to a total of more than $1.5 million.
I am satisfied. We can't seek no bond in this case per the Texas Constitution, and I believe that the judge did take into consideration all of the factors and took a special focus on community safety because this is such an egregious case.
Prosecutor Andrea Bell also revealed in court that Williams apparently lived off of government assistance meant to provide for 3 of her children, including Kendrick Lee, who was apparently already dead when his mom received some of those benefits.
But she was receiving about $2,000 worth of government assistance on behalf of her children.
Bell says Williams and her boyfriend Brian Coulter's apartment was furnished and they had food, while the children lived in filth with nothing. Williams' newly appointed court attorney says he is still unraveling the case.
I need to find out more information about her mindset, really. She communicates with me. She talks to me. I'm a stranger to her. She's only known me for a few days.
Outside the courthouse, the family of Williams' former husband, Daryl Towner, decided to speak out. They said Towner, who was not the father of any of these kids, took care of them until he died in 2019 after suffering several strokes.
The person that he was, and he didn't have any biological children with her, but he loved those children as though they were his own. They were very well taken care of.
They are devastated by what's happened since his death.
We're praying for them. Our heart is just broken. There's no words.
Yeah, in fact, Williams was married to Towner from 2017 to 2019 when he died. And family members say they lost track of Williams and the kids after their brother's death. And they are shocked by what's been taking place. They've seen on the news. We expect more developments in the coming days. And not only Williams, but her boyfriend also heads back to court. Live downtown, Maya Shea, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
This your backyard.
Okay, so they had them on the news today, and they were. I'm late on this. They had them on the news today, and they were showing them that where they went back to watch the video. So the day that they were arrested, they were in the library looking up stories about themselves, and they actually showed them walking out of the library, and that's when the police arrested them. They arrested them without incident. But in the library, you could see them in the library laughing and talking, like, and you know that these people already had found your children. So the little boy that he had punched in the jaw, that had to have surgery, he was discharged from the hospital today.
Good.
So it's just that she was getting so much money, and that lady, I thought she was going to do a more interview, but her brother met her at a homeless shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So you just married the first person you see, but she said that brother, he loved those boys. He took them fishing, he barbecued with them, he did so much with them. He took them to school, no matter he was having strokes, and he would still leave the hospital to make sure those boys got to school. He loved those boys, and like she said, they lost contact with her, but she was the last, you know.
I really still something wrong with the lady. Yeah, hood table chat. I think this is our third week on this story.
Update. We might not get an update next week because I don't think they're gonna do too much about the kids, because the kids are they still are in they are in here. But there was more updates, and that today I was watching the news getting ready for the show, and they just said that they just showed the library footage, and the library people said they wasn't allowed to come in on anything, so they wanted to go in there and ask them what was the demeanor and what were they talking about, but they didn't get anything. But they can actually see the video of them going in and they laughing and like nothing happened. But
yeah, she's very emotionless in the videos that I see. She's very stoic.
Yeah.
You know, she's not smiling. She doesn't show to be sad or anything like that. So I really don't think she will show any type of emotion, because you went almost a year with your child being dead in an abandoned apartment, but you living in a furnished apartment just 15 minutes away.
With food.
Yeah, with food. So I don't think that I'm not looking for her to show any type of emotion. I'm not looking for anything from her, not even an apology. I'm not looking for that from her. Like, now I know her kids might.
Not at this point.
No, I'm not looking for her to apologize. And why? I just feel like it won't be sincere if she does. It's almost like you apologizing because you got caught. Right. In that instance, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at that point, because
what kind of
allowed this man to kill your child?
What kind of mother are you? You allowed a man to kill your child. When the police would have came, his ass would have been dead. My child would have been dead, but he would have been dead right along
with him. I'm talking about curled up.
Made your other kids suffer. I don't get it. I mean, it's just so much in this world that we don't understand. And you suppose you God gave them to you. We all mothers here to protect. The maternal instinct is to protect. And you let somebody kill them, even if you would have called the police and said it was an accident and lied and covered up, you left him in there and left those other kids to suffer, and y'all over there living luxury, a life of luxury.
I think it was, and I think it's because of the boy was autistic. There was something wrong with him, so she wasn't a mother. She wasn't mother enough to. She was mother enough to know that, because she did get him tested to find out he was autistic, and that's how she was getting the government assistance. So she wasn't too crazy not to know what to do in that aspect to get some money.
Right.
But
she was getting money for two. They said she was getting aid for two of them. So it's
two of them was autistic. So she had 6 kids, but only 4 of them, the 3 boys that are living and then the one that passed, were in her custody. The other 2 girls, the older girls, one was living with
one missing. One is still missing.
One of the girls.
Yeah, one of them went to stay with the dad's mother, and then I think the one that the boy out. Yeah, one of them was missing.
Well,
they don't know. I don't know. I have to go research to see where they found her. But a lot of people saying they
and
thought
she's
be dead
17.
too.
The
Yeah,
oldest
that's
is 17, right? So even
yes,
her,
17 and
she's 17.
15 and 13. It was
Oh.
another. The little boy was 15. The oldest boy was 15. So it was a 17 and it was another 16 or 13. I can't remember which one, but it's one that's missing.
So it's a child after the 15-year-old, or in between the 15 and the 10-year-old?
Right. Somewhere in
Okay.
between is 17, 15, a little under, in between somewhere in there. It was another daughter. But to me,
So
it
with
looked like Chase men because all those kids had different daddies. A lot of them have passed away. You met this man at a homeless shelter, and he said he would see them just sitting in the McDonald's all the time. And he took a liking to her, and he homeless, she homeless. Don't know if anybody had a drug problem, but y'all end up getting together. Y'all get married. He died, and then all of a sudden you with numbnuts. Because what? That happened, what, 2020? We in 2021. 2020 is when he killed him. So that means
the other one died in what, 2019?
No, the other one died in 2020.
2017? No, I'm talking about the husband.
Yeah, no, he died in 2019.
2019.
When they met in 2017, he died in 2019. Your son was killed in 2020, November. So just about a year later, you with a whole nother man. And then he's running the household and the lifestyle, and you go and get a whole nother apartment, probably was on housing with 6 kids. So you probably every probably was free or a little.
Oh yeah, because they said she was getting over $2,000 just for that one child.
2 children. She was getting $2,000 for 2. So
also, I thought they said it was just for one that she was getting.
No, it said she was receiving government aid for 2 children, including Kendrick, who had a learning disability. She was getting $2,000 a month total assistance.
Okay.
And they say, oh, this was CPS is now looking for permanent placement for the remaining 3 boys. And then that's when I said I ain't have no more updates until I saw the
Ooh, Lord, I pray that they find a household that's not going, like I said last week, not going to question the children as to why in asking for details and things of that nature.
Right.
At that point, to have them continue to recount what's going on, because the boy gonna have to go to court. He already got to do that there. So I hope they don't get with somebody that requires that of them. So
right. They may not even send them kids to court because them kids are talking like, when I say they right,
but they have to do depositions. So if anything, they may not be in the courtroom itself. They may have to do it via Zoom or video record them asking the questions. That way, they're not doing it the day of or something like that. And they still have to be cross-examined. So they still have to testify. You know,
I don't think they'll be cross-examined.
I'm saying if she pleads guilty, they don't have to go to trial. But if she pleads not guilty,
they're not going to cross-examine them children. You know why?
The defense still has it's still a part of due process where they may have to ask questions, and that's why I said it may be something that's recorded and not them sitting in the courtroom.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why they won't have to. It's cut and dry. The body was found. That's her son.
Okay, do you see these police officers that have been killing people and it's on video, cut and dry? They still are. It's still due process where the defense, regardless if it doesn't matter. It's still, yes, it's a death. We know that the mother did it, but they're still gonna say there's due process because you have the other defendant, so she may try to put everything on him. So they're going to be able to say, well, my mama didn't do it. He did it. So she's still going to be, still due process.
She got charged because she allowed him to do it and she didn't report it.
Exactly. But it's still 2 defendants. They're not on one team.
Yeah, but
they're not on one team.
This is not going to have to say anything.
Okay.
I bet you any kind of money because those are kids. It's just like you can't make a
children.
husband.
Do you know how many kids still have to testify, ma'am?
That's on crimes. This is a crime, but that's against.
It's a crime, exactly. What level of it? Don't matter the level.
I don't think they're gonna need them to testify.
Okay. And not that they may not need them, but there's still a possibility that she's gonna fight this, and she can still plead not guilty. It does not matter if you're being seen shooting the gun, killing somebody, you still have a right to say I'm not guilty. They can see it and still say I'm not guilty. So then there's due process. She still due defense. I'm not defending her, but I'm just saying the whole process of it.
I agree with you, but my thing is she's doing so much talking. I doubt she plead not guilty.
You never know. You never know.
She's doing so much talking where
it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Those body cameras did a whole lot of talking for those police officers, yet they still had defense.
That's kind of different.
It's not different. It's still a death, is what I'm saying. It's still a death. We thought it was cut and dry with all of those people being killed on camera, but it was not. And guess what? They got off scot-free. So the same thing with her. Yes, we know that the body was there since last year, but if she pleads not guilty, she still do the process of going through the whole motions of it. We don't think she deserved it. But the Constitution does not work off of do you deserve defense or not, and regardless if they're children or not, the children still have to testify in certain instances. They still have to. Rape cases, some kids still have to testify if the person says I'm not guilty. They still have to. So I'm just, we'll just put that out there, what I'm saying? And I'm not just doing this to be a butthole, but I'm telling you, children have to testify.
I'm going to let you have it.
No, don't let me have it. I'm just saying, you can look it up. Look it up.
No, I know they do. I studied law, so I know they do, but I just don't feel like they have to, but I'm gonna read hood table comments.
And listen, it ain't about whether or not they have to. It's whether or not if she feels like she needs defense, they're going to be cross-examined because they're witnesses.
I don't see how you would just go in there and drag those kids back through that, but
due process, honey. They wouldn't consider it dragging because they feel the defense. It's plenty of people around here.
You seen that little defense lawyer that she got, child? She got probably the worst lawyer down there.
Hey, but it took a minute for them to find her because they had to find a lawyer that was suitable for this case.
They couldn't find a competent lawyer. He don't look competent. But
looks can be deceiving, honey.
Because he say I just met her and she ain't. But whatever.
He said she's talking to me and I just met her.
She's talking to everybody. She done did a damn interview.
She did.
She said, I would never understand how people can treat children, especially their own children, so cruel. And let's just hope they get sent to a family that will show them love.
Yes.
They've been through too much for their age.
Yes.
She said something to your thing. They still will put the kids on the stand if they are old enough to determine how much penalty she will get. And Ms. Hughes said
she didn't put in a plea yet.
How did the man plead? They haven't pleaded. They'll go to court again next month in January. So he was asking dumb questions, so he probably would plead. I look at him.
He's gonna plead insanity.
He's gonna try to plead this. And then you ain't hear the lawyer kind of reverting to that. I'm trying to see kind of where I'm at. But you can't plead.
No.
Him neither.
She can try. She can put that in there, but
both of them can.
Yeah, she's going to be deemed competent. Now, he did look a little slow, so they may give him that, but I don't know.
You can look at the videos he put on Instagram. Yeah, you do look a little slow, but did you know that you was hurting these kids and then you punched them in the jaw? Nah.
Yeah, he's not going to, both of them are going to get the maximum penalty.
So let's move on to the last story of the night.
Look, girl.
What happened?
Had me over here fussing.
I know. Because we've been gone all night.
If he fights it, the kids will have to testify. That's exactly what I said, Miss Terry. If they plead no contest, no low contende, the kids gonna have to testify because they are witnesses.
This has no audio.
Oh, it don't?
No. Hold on.
Child,
I got another screen. Can you see it? Okay, there we go. It's all everything popping up.
Yeah, that's the same one came up on mine when I looked at it.
Okay,
Go ahead.
that's I just did one. This you.
The oddity, but that's the one you chose.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Go ahead. We'll talk about it.
You just working me.
Don't do it. Thank you, the hood table. Do y'all like our banter? We ain't arguing for real, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We just get a little passionate, You know what I'm saying? You know,
Oh,
Polo.
okay.
No, I ain't gonna let her get me now. When I'm strong about my stance, and I'm gonna stand on it.
Yeah, she ain't gonna let me get her. I just got tired. You
Girl,
know,
you
we
got to
always
catch
come
up
with an
with us.
odd or crazy story. So this is our odd story of the evening. Kayla Blake, a 33-year-old woman from Maine who wanted to spend more time with her boyfriend, allegedly called in 2 bomb threats to his job at the Puritan Medical Products plant, which produces swabs for the COVID-19 test. Her bomb threats resulted in evacuation of around 400 employees and a loss of a full day of production. She has been charged with felony count of terrorizing. Blake called the police and told them there was a bomb at the plant, and she allegedly called 2 hours later and said she was going to plant 4 pipe bombs near the plant. The calls were traced back to Blake, where she admitted to making the calls. Child, look at her.
Listen, that got to be some good old pain. You hear me?
Just look at her.
I'm talking about if you sit up here and call in a whole 2 bomb threats at your boyfriend's job so he can get off work, but now you locked up. And her bond was number $1,500. You
Right.
locked up now. Cause you want some what? Girl, I was because then he been lost his job.
She wants some quality time, some little QT.
Girl, I'm sure he don't work on the weekends. Get it then.
She called in 3 threats.
Would y'all do that? Would y'all not? I ain't gonna necessarily say a bomb threat, but would you call in an emergency to your loved one, your significant other, your partner, and to their job so they can get off work? Would y'all call and say some crazy about your partner people?
Yeah, what y'all think about this story, y'all?
I would. She should have just went up there and got some during lunchtime.
Right? You know what? She could have came with her trench coat on with nothing under it.
I'm telling you.
And I just wanted to leave her up there because she just looks a mess. She just wanted to spend some quality time, so now she's facing a felony.
I wonder what made her say bomb threat though. Like what made in your mind say, "Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna call in the bomb threat. I think this gonna get him out." No, let him call in and see it.
You call in too.
He must ain't have no PTO.
Right.
He couldn't take off.
But my thing is, she said, I gotta call it a bomb threat. That way they gotta evacuate, then he can come home. Because if they say a bomb threat, they ain't gonna want to send him back into the plant. So
but
you just the production of the work.
Huh? But the first one didn't work.
Right. But then you called in and say you're gonna put 4 pipe bombs around the plant.
Yeah,
she
and it
crazy.
Was 4.
Now she better plead crazy. She better plead insanity.
Well, she getting out. She only got to pay $150 for that bond. 10% of $1,500.
Yeah.
She gonna get out.
If she had it, I'm waiting to see what anybody had to say on that one because that one was weird.
Ain't nobody said nothing.
I know ain't nobody said nothing.
I guess they ain't had nothing to say about it, child.
Yeah, they ain't want
to
talk
about it. Off the screen. I guess they wouldn't do it for no peen or for no cooch and whatnot. They ain't calling in no bomb threats or whatnot. Cause I can't. Look, Louis said she didn't think that one all the way through. Message kids, stay in school.
Right,
okay, Louis.
She didn't. She probably just thought it was gonna go. I'm gonna call in this threat because you know how they do at school. They call in. They'll say a bomb threat or scare, some kind of scare, and then everybody go home early. So she thought, I'm gonna get him to come home early, and they didn't think that one. I hope he didn't plan that with her.
home now because he done lost his job. Now he home all the time. Now you're gonna be aggravated with him because he can't get out your face because he ain't got nowhere to go to work.
You know what? Because they probably is gonna fire him because they probably think he gonna have. Look, she say, I would never do anything like that. Talk about obsession.
Girl, I
did
told you
say something dummy.
Dumb. I wonder if it was a black man, girl. He had to have him some good old
something because she needed it right now.
I'm talking about right now. Come home, baby.
She couldn't wait till he got off of work. She said,
I know the man don't work 24 hours. I know he was only there about 8 to 10. Or he might do 3 12s in a row. What you think?
She got problems. When I saw that story, I said, man, I gotta share this one because this one is crazy.
Yeah, that's something you do as a child, calling in a bomb threat to a school, but you calling a bomb threat into a plant that got over 400 employees, and now everybody got to go home, and you going to jail, and now your boyfriend might be out of a job.
You know they need them swabs because they got to do them C19 tests. Wait a minute, they say a critical thinking skills are a bit off. They may even drop the charges due to her disability allegedly. I agree. Because
she got to have something wrong with him. I said she got to have something wrong with her because she ain't got too much upstairs. I don't think her stairs go all the way to the top. They ain't finished her house. She's some crayons short of whatever you say. Now, what James used to say on Good Times? What's her name? I don't know.
What's that damn lady name? He said your elevator don't go all the way to the top. Look. I can't think of that damn lady name.
I don't know, but what they say, she 3 fries short of a Happy Meal.
There you go.
She 2 eggs short of a dozen.
Or 2 beers short of a 6-pack.
And she's just crazy.
This it. She ain't the brightest crayon in the box. That's
it. Child, she ain't the brightest light bulb that's screwed in either.
You see what the hood table say?
Yeah, child, either he was black or mixed. Girl, I'm sorry. Because ain't no way you... let me shut up. Hey, Kiki.
Thank you for sharing the video. Everybody that shared the video, thank you.
Thank y'all for sharing the video. Okay, y'all. So we have come to the end of this Around the World with Us, honey. We have had a wonderful time tonight. If you guys would like the link to any of these stories, just let us know in the comment section after the video. Like I always ask you guys, or we always ask you guys, but I always ask y'all, after the video is over, make sure you hit the X button, refresh your screen, and please come back and leave a comment under here. We know that her chat does not generate as fast yet. It doesn't generate as fast, so we would like you guys to leave comments under the video to let everybody know how you like the video. If there's a story that you just got here, dang, Kiki. If there's a story that you guys would like for us to cover, and there's something that we haven't talked about, please email. Okay, I'm gonna put my email, and then girl, what's your email address?
I'm putting it in there.
Oh, you put it in the chat. So you can email me at AlmondBrown09@gmail.com, and Miss Terry, and then you can email Polo as well. She's gonna put that down in the chat box below, and I'm going to go to my channel. So we will be having Around the World with Us next week on my channel on Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me see. Hold on. Girl, I got lost. I forgot what my channel was at.
And we want to thank Ms. Marla because Ms. Marla did contribute to the
shout out to Ms. Marla.
Afghanistan story. And she also sent us 2 stories, but we do appreciate. And anytime, like Armin say, if y'all have a story that y'all want us to talk about, feel free to send it. And we will research it and discuss it. And thanks for everybody that shared the video tonight. Ken Nola News shared it, the Hood Table, and Peace Love. Let's make sure I didn't forget it.
And Almond.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say you shared it earlier. You shared it a day ago. Yeah, so 4 people shared it. Thank you.
I shared it today too, twice.
I didn't get that notification.
I shared it right before we came on.
I got a day ago. I guess they didn't give me the one from today.
Okay, it don't matter. It's all good. But we'll be back on my channel next week, you guys, for the episode 6. So we've been doing really good, and you guys have been doing pretty dope with the interactions in the chat, as well as just your commentary on the subjects that we covered. And I hope some of these stories have touched your hearts to do something about, especially the one like Sephora was saying, her company where she lives, they're doing, well, her place of where she lives is doing. They saved 500 children and 500, what is it, families or women and
500
children?
families, and they're doing a charity. She's building a
Yeah, they're
charity.
doing charity. She's doing charity work, collecting clothes and things. So we're going to get more information from her to see if we can donate to that foundation or donate clothes or whatnot. If need be, I can have you guys, if you want to send them to my PO box, and then if need be, I can send them to her. So
Maybe like some care packages, some toiletries or something, or it's just
yeah.
a donation to where she can get items. So that'll be good. Something that we can. Thank you to Hood
Yeah,
Table Reviews.
especially for Christmas. I don't know what I don't know. We'll discuss that. I want us to do something. I may try to do something on my channel, but I also want us as a collective to try to do something, even if it's just something in your area. You guys putting together some care packages and delivering them to, if you have homeless shelters, battered women's shelters, if you have any places where they send children, group homes or something like that. Get together. If you have a church that you're a part of, or that you can donate those items to, for it to be distributed to those needy families. We have to step outside of us, step outside of the norm of just giving to one another, and give to other people that are also less fortunate than you are. Don't think about it of, oh, well, if I give it to them, they may do this with it. So if you're gonna give cheerfully, give it from your heart, and not worry about where it's gonna go at after that. Hopefully the people that you donated to, they distribute it in the way that it should be. You pray over wherever it is that you're gonna give, and pray that God blesses the people that gets the things that you're gonna get. So even if you have to go to the dollar store, even Walmart has those travel size deodorants, toothpaste, toothbrushes for 97 cents, 42 cents. Some of the things they're really cheap. So that change that dropped on the side of your seat in the car, the change that dropped out your pocket in the sofa, dig down deep down in those crevices, and just put together something. So if you guys don't want to donate to something that we may have by Christmas, if you guys can please, if you're going to put together any kind of basket, take a picture of it and send it to me. I want to put together some kind of a special video or whatnot, and just a montage of everybody doing something. You don't have to show the people that you're donating it for, then just do that. I'll be making cakes for our church Thanksgiving basket. Yes, the hood table. So if you would like to be a part of that video, please send me pictures of that. I know you're probably gonna do something on your own channel as well, but if you would like to be a part of that, you can send me pictures of that. I would like to put together some things. So tell your people to tell your people, and we're just gonna try to do something for other people as opposed to just thinking about self, right?
My wife, daughter, which I say my daughter, she sponsors families for Christmas. So I
Mhm.
get more information for our next show, and I have that. And I think she does like a whole little Christmas thing where she gives like toys and things. She did it for Easter and she did it for Christmas last year. So,
Mhm.
so I get that information because I know I'm supposed to be doing something for her. And that my thing is with here, I had bad experiences with donating to shelters, even the battered women's shelter,
Mhm.
and just the regular where the kids would be. Because I was in an organization that we would take like activity books, like for the kids with crayons and stuff. We would put
Mhm.
like a positive scripture in there, and you would think you would go in there, and the lady at the front desk like, just throw it over there, and you just throwing all these books and stuff you bought in this pile. And then one time we did like a toiletry drive to. We have this shelter called the Covenant House here, and it's for homeless teens. And the lady, we did like washing powder, soap, wash, um, deodorant, shampoo, stuff like that. And we took it there. And the lady, she gave us a tour of the facilities and stuff. And they had this room where you open it up, and they were just throwing all your donations in there. They wasn't even giving it to the people. So when we went into her office where she was tagging clothes, you could see where she had a pile of "this is mine." So you get a lot. Like here, they dig in and take what they want. One time we went to a homeless shelter and we did the toiletry bags, like in a big Ziploc bag, and we stood outside the homeless shelter across the street. Had one of the ladies to go in and have them come out, and we handed them out personally. That way,
Yeah.
they got them.
So you can also do that too if you want to do the toiletry bag, because I know we did that for my church. We well, this is when Kmart was here. Those little fleece blankets, we had those. We had Vienna sausages, those Ritz crackers, the peanut butter crackers, and everything like that. Just something that'll kind of hold them over. We had the toothbrush, toothpaste, the little mini mouthwashes, soap. We had put the mini rags in there. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get towels and rags and stuff like that, like little small hand towels and stuff. We did that, and we handed it out ourselves, as opposed to, like you said, going to the shelter. Sometimes we did donate to the battered women's shelter that we had near us or whatnot. But like I said, if you're gonna give, and I know sometimes you want to worry about what they're gonna do with it. I feel like unless you're gonna be there in that shelter to hand out that stuff, once you give it to them, you gave it out of the kindness and the goodness of your heart, then
you're not responsible for what they
it's
do.
on them. Yeah, it's on them now to do what it is that they're supposed to be doing. But if you can, I would say get you some, go to the Dollar Tree or go wherever, Walmart, get you some good Ziploc bags to put the stuff in there. You don't want to give them your secondhand stuff, meaning something that you won't use. You know what I'm saying? Give them something
Buy
that
brush for $1, a comb for $1, little deodorants. You can buy all that for $1, and
Yeah.
put it in the bag, and then leave a positive scripture in there, because it's like a little motivational scripture. But that's what we did, and it was pretty good. But you still have people that's ungrateful, that want
Yeah.
you to dig through every bag and then those blankets you was talking about. Walmart sell those little throw blankets for like for $5.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
Kmart, when we got them,
2 for $5, or they $5?
when we got them, they were on sale at Kmart at the time, because Kmart was going for $1. When I tell you our multi-purpose room was overrun with those blankets because they were only $1, we went crazy. But now you just have to find somewhere. Even if you go on Amazon or Overstock or somewhere like that where you can get it in bulk, do that. Just make a way. We will make a way for some of the most asinine things.
Right.
But in this season, think about other people outside of self. Think of other people, and so I'm even going to get my kids in on it, because they see me giving away things to homeless people, and they like, oh mama, that was so nice. So just them knowing that it's not all about you. It's other people out there that are less fortunate than you are, and here you can do something. It may not mean much or be a lot to one person, but to that person that you're giving to, it means the world, because you thought of me. I don't know you personally, but I thought enough of you to stop and give. And yes, a scripture inside, and I did that. Like, I literally wrote scriptures on these cards. I hand wrote everything. I didn't just get something out of a box, which you can still do. Go to Amazon.
We wrote ours, and then we did stickies, like little stickies, and we got it where we might have printed it, and it said the name of the organization they gave it, but it was a motivational sticky that we stuck in every little book that we gave the kids, and we did like a hand cut out written scripture in the bag.
Yeah.
Just
We put
something
our
like
church cards. We put our church cards in our bags, and it had different scriptures on it, and it had a map on there on how to get to the church and stuff like that, the address and the map. So we, it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. So if you don't want to write a scripture on there, or you don't know what to write or whatnot, you can always go to Amazon and type in inspiring scripture cards or something like that, and
I didn't know that.
put it, and put them inside of the bags. So yeah.
So I want to say, if anybody has, I'm gonna get the flyer from my daughter. If anybody has flyers, send it to us, and on our next show, we'll highlight them, and people can choose to give. So the ones they want to give, because that is what Armand is saying. Let's think about others besides ourselves, because as we can see some of the stories tonight, we are blessed. No matter what, the least we have, the most we have. We are blessed compared to how some people are living and what some people are going through.
That's right. So
before we close out, I want to show y'all my shirt. Let's see. I don't want to stand up because I got on scrubs. I'm half dressed like the people. So y'all see my shirt? Say weekly schedule. Rise and grind, 365 days a year. New week, new goals. Monday, hustle. Tuesday, hustle. Wednesday, hustle. Thursday, hustle. Friday, hustle. Saturday, hustle. Sunday, hustle. At the bottom, it said, can't have $1 million dreams with a minimum wage work ethic. 100% self-made. And I got this shirt courtesy of AlmondBrown09. Y'all get with her and get y'all shirt.
That was a delightful design, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. So she gonna correct. She gonna correct.
No. I know because it wasn't that when you told me when I saw it.
I ain't know the company.
Delightful designs, honey. I do t-shirts and things. So, but yeah, that was pretty dope. My children and I volunteer, feed, and sponsor. So yes, it's good to be a blessing. Yes, ma'am. Yes. She said, "Aye."
She have different kind of t-shirts. I think she showed some one night.
Yeah, I have to come back, child. Those shirts are in the car. The rest of them. So
yeah, this is what she said. Yes, instead of only thinking about ourselves, we should always try to do something for someone else. I agree to her table. Always what they say, pay it forward. She said the shirt is nice. Thank you, Shelby. We're going to get out of here, guys. We sure enjoyed y'all. We always say we're going to do a quick one, but we always banter back and forth where we end up having a good, complete show. You woke up now, didn't you?
Listen, I won't now. I got to go ahead and make this hydrating mist for this hair. I got some clients that need it, and I've been telling them for the last 2 weeks that I was going to make it, and I got to do it tonight because she already bought it. So
is it going to take you long?
No, it's not going to take me long. I do need to make some more oil.
Well, get busy while you up. I'm going to get a snack and get in the bed.
Yeah, I'm up. My kids don't have school tomorrow, so.
You know what? It's a holiday tomorrow. It's Veterans Day.
Yes, it's Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans.
They the only school that's shout out to all the veterans. I think my grandkids go to school tomorrow.
They in daycare?
No, they go to school.
Oh, it's a federal holiday and they still going to school?
They still go to
Texas?
school. That's weird. Because the police officer is off because he the one told me it was a holiday. Because he said I'm off Thursday. He said it's a holiday, but I know all the police officers can be off, so I guess he's just off. Because of two of the other ones, they went to the Dominican Republic. So I'm anxious to see some of their pictures because it was one of them's birthday. So they left today. So that's why I worked yesterday instead of working today. So I think I like my Wednesdays off. I may go back to, because it was so relaxing to just be chilling. Besides that errand before the show, not working and then trying to hustle. So I may go back to working Tuesdays and take my Wednesday off. You too.
All right, Shelby. Thank you so much for coming, girl.
But we finna get off of here. So
we'll see you next week. Don't forget to come over to my channel next week for another episode of Around the World with Us.
Spotlight your other stuff. Your reading.
Oh, on Saturday nights over on my channel, we have a watch party. I don't know. I still don't know. Let me see. I'll put it in the chat. We're going to have a watch party. We always have watch parties on Saturdays at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have a good time. in the chat talking and chatting it up and everything like that. On Monday nights, I have a reading corner on my channel as well at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Almond Delights Reading Corner, where I will continue my read of The Kingdom and this. Oh, you can. Oh, the green screen, child.
Yeah, we can see it now. We can see
Oh,
it.
okay, but by MC Shaky, he is a YouTuber slash Instagram slash Big O slash what all that good stuff. He's a social media socialite. I guess that's what you call him. I don't know, influencer or something like that. But yeah, so we're reading. We're going to continue reading his book on Monday. So yeah, y'all come back and join us then, and we will see y'all there. And next Wednesday at 9:30, we'll be back on my channel.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thanks, sir. I was typing.
Thank you, Miss Marla. Thank you, Shelby. Okay, be over there, girl. I see y'all. Thank you to Miss Terry. Thank you to Sephora. I don't know if Shelly was in the bushes still. Thank you to Peace Love. Thank you to the Hood Table
Show.
Yes, thank y'all. Thank you to Ken for dropping down and Lue and everybody that was up there in the bushes. We appreciate you guys for coming over and supporting her channel. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to her channel, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get all her notifications when she goes live. And make sure you click that X out of the chat once we end, refresh your screen, and then leave a comment up under the video. Please, please, and thank you.
Yeah, leave us some feedback. And everybody have a blessed night. Good night. And thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you
See
gotta
you
do
next
the thing, the outro.
show. Gotta hit y'all with this outro.
Bye, y'all.
Wow, never. Oh, God. There we go. My computer moved.